Good morning, traders. Who's ready to get back into the hot seat? I know that you guys are probably just waking up after a good 4th of July. I'm here trying to get after it. Tesla already coming down a little bit. I'm already short a little bit. I want to add to this position, guys. I got some orders out there. I'm talking Tesla short today. Hey, stay tuned to find out why I'm looking at this trade. Let's get after it, traders. You guys know where you're at. It's trade the pool time. What's going on, traders? How we doing out there? It's a fast market for me right now. I'm trying to get more and more short on Tesla, but it came down in a hurry already, guys. Unpopular decision, but Money Mitch here, stepping up to the plate like always, not afraid to make calls, saying that, yeah, today's the day Tesla comes right back down, baby. There it is, already falling to the 251 spot, and it's falling fast, guys. I do want to add to this position. I'll show you guys where I'm at right now. I only got the tiniest position right now, 10 shares. I'm looking to keep getting this down, but look at that go, guys. Look at that go. Money Mitch here, not doing too bad, guys. 253 was definitely the spot to kind of get short now. Now I'm a little bit kind of stuck in a position where I need bounces to add to this position. But man, is it looking good right now. Short on Tesla. And Money Mitch stepping up to the plate like always, not afraid to call an unpopular decision. And look what happens here, guys. You guys see it right here on my Twitter this morning. What did I talk about? Unpopular decision of Tesla pullbacks. Going to look for one more upside thrust out the gates. Come look for the short. There you guys see it already kind of getting in there. And now I'm going to be looking for any bounce out the gates to probably just add to this, especially through 253. That's where I think I started seeing some big shorts, especially through this one, this 353.30s. There was a big position, about a couple thousand shares that was hanging out at 253. It blew through it, and then right when it blew through it, it starts the downside action here. Of course, I can just hold this all day if it just completely just fades and fades and fades. So with that being said, Tesla could move easily, 20 points back down. So hey, I'll just leave this position for now. If I can get back closer towards my entry, 252.50, back all the way up here, guys, that's where I'll be looking to add. I actually need to add closer towards the 253 spot. So bounces like that, yell at me in the chat. I'm ready to come after it, team. Good morning to you guys. Good morning, hot spot out there. And definitely we got a little bit of a lower crowd out there, as I think a lot of us are on the little bit of the sleepy side of things this morning. We'll see what happens, guys. Tesla definitely taking a hit. And let's go to the market, as we got a lot to talk about. We were expecting to get in here the job numbers, right? So this morning, we're looking at the job data, the jobs numbers to see what happens. ADP figures on Friday or on Wednesday showed less than a private payroll growth than expected. Weekly jobless claims were higher than the forecast. So we were going to pay attention this morning to see what happened with that action. Let me go ahead and bring that up here with the SPY. You guys can see it here. Unemployment rate at 4.1 versus a 4% expected amount here. I'm looking here for the non-farm payrolls. There it is. Here it is, guys. Here's non-farm payrolls at 206 versus 191,000 expected, 272 prior. So definitely seeing that affect the market here. You guys are seeing it right now. The SPY went up right out the gates and now starting on the pullback. Could have been a fake out to the upside, but definitely Tesla pulling back off of this. NVIDIA is going down this morning too, right? So this actually looks like an opportunity for potential short. As I'm seeing NVIDIA come down. I'll be keeping a close eye on AMD. It really needs to keep the trend. If not, I will get out of this swing trade. It's right there. Can hold maybe 162 on pullbacks today. Anything below that 162, and I'm probably just going to get out on AMD on the swing trade side of things. Of course, that's looking really good for me. And at this point, I just don't want to give up the gains. So you guys will see it down here at the bottom. You guys can see my AMD position up pretty good from 157.80s. want to continue driving this, but if it's not going to keep going, I'll get out of it. Palantir is getting near the same, right? Where the pullbacks are starting to hold, but it needs to just drive through 27, going to the 30s. We'll see what happens in Palantir today, if we can get that drive through that and then continuing to make the move. All right, let's keep going, guys. There's more to talk about. Of course, the unemployment coming in there at 4.1. It's nothing crazy, but it just goes to show you that unemployment is starting to rise a little bit. The economy is weakening, even though people are saying that it's not. The stocks aren't weakening. The economy is weakening. That's just numbers, right? Like, that's just data. Like, a lot of you have a lot of these bulls out there because it is a bull market, right? So the stocks themselves are in a bull market. We can't forget that. But the economy is not showing bull market data. So which one gives here? A lot of people are thinking what gives here is the Fed. And the Fed starts to cut rates, which shifts all this economic data. And then all of a sudden it starts to come right back up. So whichever side you're on, choose your side, right? Take a look at it. Do you guys feel that the economy is going to break? Do you think that Jerome Powell will actually start to cut rates early? Because I think he won't cut rates until we actually see some worry in the market. But for right now, there is no worry in the market. And that's the way I would look at it. The Qs overall, look at where they are on the daily chart, just continuing and continuing to drive. But 3 days, nice expansion. A lot of times we get these like expansion moves where the Qs just go up, 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 up. And all of a sudden, boom, we start to get some pullbacks. So keep your eyes open for those pullbacks. I feel like we can start getting these pullbacks to come in. And that's something definitely to take a look at. How was the Twins' first 4th of July? It was great, man. Was able to take them to the beach. Yes, I said it. Took the babies to the beach. They got to dip their toes in the water. That's what it's all about, man. It was a good time with the family. I hope that you guys had a great time with the family and maybe got some sleep. I know I was struggling to sleep with all the fireworks everywhere. But, hey, that's just how it goes, guys. So let's go back to Tesla, as Tesla's finally getting a little bit of a bounce. It did get hit this pre-market. I'm looking for bounces to get short, especially through 253. Can still look at that action. So let's go back to the day trade side of things so I don't make sure I don't get hit on these little pops here, as I do have orders out at 253.50s and 254. So I got a small amount, right? I got like 15 shares out there. As we get to the open, I want to keep adding and adding to this position, but looking to see Tesla pull back on the daily chart, especially as we keep getting towards what? Resistance, near resistance, looking for this to start to turn around. 253 definitely going to act as some resistance here. And then I'm just looking to see where we can come back to, right? So the 90 MA is all the way back down to the 219. I don't think that's going to come into play really quickly, but we can see a move probably back down towards the 240s. So I'm looking at 10 points on the downside, maybe potentially 2 points risk on the upside. That's the way I'm thinking about it right now in Tesla, guys. And the big thing for me would be to play it in a short manner, like just daily pullback action. And then once it comes back towards like maybe a 220 area, I could rebuy this. Hey, you got to be able to play both sides of the trade sometimes. And that's exactly what I'm seeing in Tesla. All right, guys, smash the like for that action. We can keep going through the playbook. Let's go through the playbook here. Here's another one for you guys. And we were talking about this right here on this stream. What were we talking about on Wednesday? Potential Bitcoin disaster as it starts to hit through the 60,000. It would affect these miners and they would go from looking bullish to bearish. And that's exactly what is happening this morning. So smash the like for that outlook. That's what I'm all about, team. Trying to give you guys the outlook that can definitely come into play in the next couple of days. And look at Mara, guys. It was just up there towards the 22, trying to break out this morning, all the way back down towards the 67. This morning, I did short for a slight second here. I was looking at Mara to get short, and I did take a small position here for just a slight second. Ended up getting out of it because of the way that the kind of the level 2 looks right now. And I'll show you this right now, guys. I always like to show you guys a little bit of an advantage, give you guys an edge, right? What am I seeing? Well, look right here. This 1950s, there's 35,000 shares waiting there. To me, that's a big bull that got caught, wants to get out. Look at that, 62,000 shares there. So the imbalance there is pretty heavy, right? We'll see what happens here. Definitely 1950s is something to watch for. If it comes back to that layer, does that get filled? I'm looking for pops in the 20s, maybe 2020. And then watching this fade at the end of the day is what I'll be looking at. I'm looking at pretty much like a 15-minute chart continuing to kind of hit the kind of ride up, and then eventually crack through that $20 spot. So anywhere into this spot above towards like 2050, and my risk can be right towards the left-hand side where you see these kind of wicks towards 2060s. That's where my risk is going to be. And I can start to bet off of those levels. We'll see if we can get a move back into these spots, and then looking for Mara to take another beat down on the downside. Coinbase, very similar stock, very similar approach that we can look at. A lot of these are going to be making these, I think, quick moves back as bulls got caught. They're going to be hitting the out button, which will cause a little bit of a spike. And then when the shorts come back into the market, and there will be shorts trying to come after these names today, that's when I'll be expecting to start seeing the next move to the downside. So maybe coin getting in between 220s, 222s, and then the downside coming in back towards 210 will be something I'll be watching. Noli, what's up out there? Good morning to you, my friend. Nothing on my gaps list to scan my patterns. Tesla and AMD for a starter. AMD I kind of like. Tesla, I personally just, you already know how I feel this morning. I think this is going to crack to the downside. I think you're going to see a quick sweep to the downside. And it's not because the Tesla's broken or something. It's just gone too fast, too far. That's just the way I feel. And as a day trader, I'm trying to play that momentum back down. All right, Nathan, what's up out there, guys? What are you taking a look at? Let me know what's your top play this morning. I know I'll be watching, and a lot of people will be looking at my unpopular choice this morning on Tesla pullback. We'll just have to wait and find out. Let's talk about one stock before we get through the playbook that, man, this was a miss this morning for me, guys. I woke up at probably like 4:50. I was taking a look at it because, of course, I was feeding the boys at that morning, and it was around 11:20 that cost was around. It was right at that 11:20, and a little part of me was thinking about taking a risk off of 11 right here where it was at that moment in time. You could see kind of the bottoming action. I could see how it was kind of holding this 10. I was thinking maybe I could risk right off these lows and start seeing this start to come back up. And when I came back to it, I just took like a little bit away from it. And it was at 11:20s. As soon as I look again, the stock was starting to trade already towards like 11.80s, $12. And then I was like, man, I hesitated a little bit too much there. I can't jump into this now. Look at it where it is, guys. This morning, it made a nice ride to 16. That would have been a monster win for me. I definitely would have taken some profits into that move. But now I got to look to see what happens in costs, where I can get in, where I can get out. Now it's just going sideways at 14. So that's where it gets difficult. If it was back towards 10 or 11, that's where it made sense for me. It's at 14. We'll see what happens on this one on costs. Tesla now down to 250s, guys. Look at that thing go, guys. Who was talking about Tesla to the short side? You know your boy Money Mitch. Do me a favor, guys. Do me a favor. Some more traders got to hear about this stream. We got to get some shares up there, guys. If you guys are out there right now, do me the favor. If you have a Twitter, hit that share button down below. Let everybody know. Hey, probably the only stream talking about a short on Tesla today. You guys see the action. You could already be banking off of this. So we'll see what happens with that. It's down pretty good amount already to 252s. I'm up about more than 2 points on this. Looking for this to get a bounce to add to the short. And a part of me wishes I would have been able to get my other shares filled. But I tried to do the ladder approach, right? Ladder approach on the short, looking for layers to come back and hit it, and then come down. Well, here you guys have it. Tesla coming down pretty fast here, and we'll see what happens. But hey, there's not too many traders that will probably be calling this today, right? Let's just be honest. There's going to be a whole bunch of bullish Tesla traders today. Well, that's why, another reason why I went on the flip. You got to be able to flip on both sides of things. For me, this is still a downside action play today. Archer, big move to the upside. If we're looking at aviation, look at this thing. What a little takeoff on this. And it's going up towards the resistance, so just be careful. $5 is going to play into here, and there's definitely going to be some traders looking at that level. But Archer making a nice move says, look at Joby. So Joby for me is another play right in the same spot. And you guys can see it in the pre-market already kind of propping above this kind of 520s. Just made a little move there and it popped there towards 528s. I'd be looking for slight dips towards 520s, maybe even 515s to recover back through that 530, start to make a move, especially if Archer can stay hot. 550s comes into play, 530s, then 540s, 550s. There's a lot of layers for the resistance on the upside. But that just also shows me that you can get this stock moving because you also got a lot of volume that came in on the bottoming action, especially $5 seems to be the layer where a lot of volume has jumped into this name. Now let's start to see Joby make those moves. This is one I definitely want to kind of watch on a smaller watch there. That's 526. We'll look to see if it breaks back through that layer. I'll let you guys know. Of course, we talked about short crypto miners. Let's go to a different one. I love gold. Yes, I love gold this morning. Let's take a look at gold as it's kind of making that move. Gold has been hot, guys. Take a look at GOLD this morning and what happened on Wednesday. Big raise, big move up. You guys can see it. Gold starting to get hot. And overall, the gold futures are looking great. It's at an all-time high, guys, at least in new highs for this year and continuing their bullish trend. So for gold stocks, what can we look for? You can look at GOLD. You can look at AU. AU is one of my favorite ones that when this starts to trend, this thing trends strong. I remember when I drew this line, I created this on May 1st. Should have been continuing to watch this as a downside action spot because it came right back to it, now ripping to the moon here on AU. And AU is hard to catch up. I'll tell you that. Once it starts going, it's very hard to catch on this one just because it grinds and grinds higher. So what I'm looking at is different ones that are not already going. So I'm looking at the leader, NEM, Newmont Corporation. Look at this bottoming action. Look how this looks like a inverse head and shoulders. We've looked at this pattern too many times recently for us not to pay attention to it. So you can see here the left hand shoulder, the right hand shoulder, right? Left hand shoulder, right hand shoulder. You got the head right here. Looks just like how kind of have you had Tesla, right? Reversal off of that level. Now holding the 9 EMA. Seems like it'd be a good level for pullbacks, right? On the daily. This looks great now, guys. We just need to clear this line and actually start to hold above it. Same thing that you got in Tesla, right? So I always like to show you guys patterns, and what I'd like to also tell you guys, look for the volume on those moves, right? Volumes on the downside action could actually be buyers stepping in here off of the supports. And look how the volume came in on the left-hand shoulder, the down, the head, and then the right-hand shoulder, another volume pop. Hey, the algos are seeing what we're seeing. That's what I feel like. And now the question is, will NEM really start going? And this is one that you could not even see too big of pullbacks. So this one might be one that I have to actually step up to the plate and chase a little bit. I'll look for slight cuts underneath the 43.79, going towards 43.30s. That's kind of the layer that I could look for some pullback action. But for right now, it's up there to 44 and could just keep running out the gates. What's up out there, Nate Trader? Tesla is super extended. Yeah, that's what I think in overall. And I think at some point, you're going to see that Tesla pullback. And this morning, we're already getting it. If I was even short, like let's say 50 shares, times this by 5, I would already start taking some profits and then looking to add at pops out the gates. We'll see what happens. It's 8:54 team. We're not even at 9 a.m. We're already taking trades. We're looking around for some more costs. Up there to 14, struggling at where we're at. Let's keep it going, team. Let's go to another one here. John D. Oh, here you are. Your own room. What's up, John D? What's up out there, man? It's good to see some other traders joining. And Money Mitch, man, getting after it, guys. Tesla short. What's up with that outlook? John D, what do you think about that one? All right, Yash. Hey, Nate, I'm watching around. What are you looking at? Yash, what are you looking at, man? Let us know. What's on the watch list this morning? All right, let's keep going, guys. We got some more on the playbook. I've talked about gold. I've talked about short crypto miners. I brought in some more plays for you guys that I didn't even put on the playbook because I'm always trying to give you guys that watch the stream a little extra, right? Let's keep going. Let's take a look at this one. This is a swing trade I have on. I have Intel. Intel is one that I'll definitely put out there. Why? Because I love when charts do this nice little sideways consolidation period with a lot of volume bars showing up here. And especially this one right here. I'm going to highlight one that I think is especially important to watch today as we start to clear it. So right here on this day, the 21st, you got a lot of volume, 92 million. I think personally, that was a long. At this point, I need to start seeing, does it show me conviction above those layers? So to the left, I can see a resistance right around here, this 3150s. That's the first layer to really kind of hold and start to get above. I can see a move to the 50 moving average, which is going to get us close towards resistance, right? You guys can clearly see there's some resistance right above here, but there's this gap zone, and I'm looking for this gap zone to fill. So that's going to be a swing trade attempt look. You guys can also look at this for maybe some day trades action. But on Intel, I like the way this is setting up here. I think this could really start to move here. And it's been in 2 months, right? Often overlooked. This is non-sexy. It's not the sexy name. It's not AMD. It's not ARM. It's not, NVIDIA. But guess what? It's still Intel, guys. And it has a lot of money that's going to be going to it because of the CHIPS Act. $8 billion to be exact. And if you think about it, Intel made just over $2 billion in net income. So you're telling me they're going to get delivered $8 billion to make investments in AI, and they're not going to get a lift eventually? I don't know if the lift is going to be right now. No one's for certain. But one thing's for certain. There's money coming in, investments coming in. Now the only question is, can they turn things around? Not a bad thing to think about, right? We'll see what happens here on Intel if it really starts to go. Big levels is that gap. Watch to see if we can get into that gap. That'll show me the strength that it really wants to go. Here's Mara. We talked about that 1950 big order, and look how it's just starting to get attracted to that 1950s. And we'll see what happens if it does to get filled there, but I'll take a look at it too. Let's pull up the market depth here and see if it's getting filled. And you see it right here? Look, I always try to give you guys the insight there, and I gave you it before we were there. Could we pull to that 1950s? We're pulling towards it right now. Let's see if that person gets filled here. The 63,000 shares at 1950s just waiting there. We'll find out on Mara. With that being said, I think that you're going to have bulls trapped in Mara. What's going to happen maybe out the gates? A bunch of selling and a bunch of get me out, pop and get me out, pop, get me out. So what I think is going to be a run over for an up move at first, as you see some traders getting out, and maybe they start to just smack the bid and this just flies down. But the truth is, I can't jump at that action. I could jump in if we start to get the bounce back and then try to hammer on them. Zappy Zap was a good move, man. I saw that one in the pre-market, Yash. It started to get the lift right at 7 a.m. And I was a little annoyed that I missed it because I was at the desk. I was looking around and probably watching Tesla at the moment, and Zap just took off like a rocket. Got up there towards 450s, has made a couple of attempts to get through. If Tesla is going to get the pullback today, I think Zap gets zapped right back down. So that's another thing that I'll be looking at. I think this one already had its day in the sun. 473 seems to be a big resistance. I could see it coming to a trend line and rejecting that. So kind of a breakout attempt back towards 450s, maybe even 470, and then right back down towards the 350s. It is kind of lining up there. You can maybe see it a little bit higher, but for me, this has made that 1, 2, 3. Maybe it makes this fourth blow off attempt and then fails. That's what I'll be watching for, guys. Smash the like out there, traders. There's still a lot to take a look at. Happy Friday indeed. It's good to see you out there, traders. Let's take a look at some other action. John D, I was looking at LI in the long term. There's nothing wrong with LI in the long term, as at least it sells vehicles. It's the number one selling in China. But one thing that came out today is also more ability to buy Teslas for China. And that's one thing that I'll give you guys, at least for Tesla. It does have some kind of bullish outlook out there, as Tesla scored a major victory in China, the world's largest EV market, as a different province is approving the Model Y for the government and public use. So you could see a little bit of lift off of that. but I don't think that's going to give it that biggest push. And LI overall has been on a big pullback as of late. The government, China government is invested in LI. So if there's one that I think could survive this down period, it could be LI. But look at this monthly chart, guys. This doesn't look good. And yeah, you can maybe say, I'm going to call the bottom here around 20, and I can't blame you for that. Maybe you're holding off 17s and you could watch this hold. But another thing to me is that you might get this actually cheaper than 2020 pricing, which was around 16, 15 being the low there, 1430s being the low all time. For me personally, if I'm investing in this one, I'm probably looking at it below 14s to maybe take a shot. But for right now, we'll see if this starts to work back. XPEV has just been wrecked from 60. I mean, this was at 60. It's $7 now. I can see this one maybe getting in even lower, like $5, $4, $3. We'll see what happens on XPEV. And there's other ones, right? But they just don't look great, guys. That's the truth. We'll see what happens on these. PDD is a little bit better name in China, like China Tech. I kind of don't mind. Baba's just keeps getting wrecked. It's down to 74s. Every time it pops back, it just gets hit. We'll see if this ever comes back. FXI, China was starting to work its way back and now has been kind of struggling. This could come right back down, guys. All right, guys, let's keep it going. Jane Smith in the house. What's up out there? I don't like Fridays. I don't like Fridays that much. No markets on the weekends. Yeah, I mean, Fridays aren't the best, but at the end of the day, no worries. You can be a weekday warrior where you battle for the weekdays and you also enjoy your weekends, Jane. So, hey, one more trading day, then we get to enjoy a weekend. We'll be back on Monday. What's up out there, Wisdom? Let's get that wisdom, baby. Pinky zone up. Let's go, man. Let's see what we got today. Of course, taking a shot on the Tesla short call. And it's already looking bearish, guys. This is looking like Tesla might not even come back to my entry today. It could just be a flush down out the gates. If I do get the bounce, I'll be looking to short more and more. We'll find out what happens at Tesla out the gates here. And yeah, I think the bulls were thinking, oh, 253, Tesla's climbing. Oh, here comes 260, 270. Well, that's exactly how they give it to you out the open. All right, we'll do your best. Going to the beach tomorrow. Hey, enjoy the beach right now. The beach is great. The water was great. I know I enjoyed it. Pinky's a little bit sore from last night. The way it should be, Wisdom. I hope you're just waking up, man. So we'll see what happens out there. Got to keep the battles on, team. We'll see what we can come up with. Boogie Woogie, it's good to see you this morning. We might have to play some Boogie Woogie today. All right, Tesla continuing down there, guys. I'm up significantly, but only on 10 shares. I want more so bad, guys. I want more. I should have taken the 100 straight off the back. Could have been banking this morning. This is my top play. I just came at it a little slow because really I was looking for the pop at the open, right? But I didn't mind getting a little starter in the pre. That's what I did. I got the starter on. Now the only question is, can I add to it? We'll find out. Costs up there to 1450s, holding well. This could keep running, but the truth is it's too far from me. And I actually made a trade on this on Friday, or not Friday, on Wednesday, right near the end of the market day, where I bought this back down through like 12 and then sold it up there towards like 13 on the swing trade. So I'm looking at maybe taking the trade again on this. But the way that I did it is I came at it with 20 shares and just like 20, 40, and then I ended up selling those 40 shares. Nothing crazy on cost, because if I go in it 1,000 shares really quickly, that's easily how I have a max loss day and just ruin all the hard work that I've been doing. Going to North Carolina beats Top Sale. Hey, Top Sale's not bad at all. Enjoy it out there, Jane. I know when I was in Charlotte, I'd take that drive. I'd join. But hey, enjoy the beach. That's what it's all about. Wisdom's taking a look at PWSC. Let's take a look at that. Power School Holdings. We'll see what happens to this one. Definitely one that I don't know. And software application name. So software has been hot as of late. Let's take a look at what else is on the scanners this morning. Mike's shows up. This one had a big order at like kind of 150s on the tape. Let's take a look at it right now. Mara still not breaking that 1950s. Look at that big order there. We'll be watching that order out the gates. Let's keep looking around. Let's see what else is out there. Just watching out here. Let's go to Mike's. Mike's has that order at 150. That's where the order is sitting right now. So I'll look for a little wash through that 150 to fill that 150 bid and then come back. We'll see what happens here on the Singing Machine Company. I don't know what this one is, guys. Some of these smaller names, they're kind of funny on the name. A way to short on Bitcoin, right? Is coming down here. So this is actually one that you can maybe take a look at it. ProShares Ultra Bitcoin taking a big hit. There's the what's the flip side of this one? There's what is it? I know there's a short strategy. There it is, BITI. So BITI is one that I'm looking at this morning as we're seeing Bitcoin down big, right? But I need this to come back to a level that I can maybe kind of base off of. So I'm looking at the hourly chart and I can see this kind of level over here, this kind of not 860s. If that could happen, I wouldn't mind taking this. We'll see what happens out the gates, guys. This is not a bad one to keep watch. Tesla, will this continue to just break down, guys? It's back down in the 250s. I'm looking for pops to 253 to add, but it just keeps coming down right now. Toyota Motors. Toyota Motors is not a bad one to take a look at for longs. It's filled the gap here and now filled another gap on the upside and holding the 9 EMA. Doesn't look bad for investments. Tesla now giving me that $20, even though it's on 10 shares. All right, well, I'll just keep letting it work, guys. Maybe I make a nice little 60, $80 off this trade, off of even just 10 shares, which was no risk, essentially. We'll see what happens. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's look around at different trades to see what you guys are taking a look at this morning. The Sunrise report had a lot out there, but it was mainly more kind of a quiet news day. There was some health news out there in Novo Nordisk. Of course, this is like kind of the weight loss drugs. And there was some negative study that was given out there about a potential rare kind of eye disease that could happen, or kind of eye. It's a rare eye condition. That's what it is. So rare eye condition on NVO. So this could actually cause these stocks to come down today. I know that it's up in the pre-market and it's showing much signs of weakness. But if you see the quick down move, that could be right here. A little bit of a move to 142 and then the smackdown coming back through the 140s. So this is not a bad one to kind of be watching. I'll look to see if it hits this line and then comes right back down on NVO. Macy's out there as an offer increase to buy out Macy's is out on the table. Wall Street Journal reporting that Arkhouse and Brigade are upped their bid to Macy's to $24.80 per share from $24. So if it, of course, gets a takeout at $24.80s, it'd be all the way up here, right? And so that's why you're seeing the kind of the push today. You're definitely going to see some arbitrage style traders come in on Macy's. If the bid for some reason doesn't go through, Macy's could get a quick down move. But at the same time, if the bid goes through, this is right back up there and starting to push. So even though I was liking this chart to start breaking down, I'm not going to be looking at Macy's for the short side of things. Even though I don't like it, I have to understand that this catalyst is out there and it could come and get me. So for right now, I'm staying off Macy's, seeing what happens with this name, right? All right, guys, keep throwing up those tickers. What are you guys taking a look at this morning? We got Bitcoin concerns as being the major focus. We got a lot of economic data that came in. The SPY actually jumped on this morning and then started pulling back. We'll look to see what happens out the gates. I have a feeling we're going to see a flush down out the gates, and you'll see NVIDIA kind of start to lead that downside. It's already leading that downside right now, and Tesla's pulling back. We'll see what happens on the strong names that have been strong. I took a long on Google on Wednesday, made a good amount, and this thing continued to just rise all day, getting up there to 187, 188s. We'll look to see if we get a pullback, but these stocks have been hot. Amazon trying to break the 200 again, guys. So keep your eyes on that 200 push for Amazon. We'll look to see if we get it. Apple up there to 221 has been holding in now, kind of extended, kind of a quiet candle right now. Could pull back towards the 90 EMA around the 217s. So if we get a red Apple we get a red Microsoft, we get a red kind of Google. That's where you got to be careful that we could have a red day, kind of a pullback day. Am I saying a collapse? No, by no means necessary. I think it would just be a kind of a quick little pullback. We'll see what happens on these. Qualcomm could be another one that I could look at for potential shorts if I see that, right? So I'm going to go ahead and send an alert at 204. If it cuts down 204, I want to pay attention to Qualcomm as this has bounced back here. There's some resistance right above it towards the 206 and could come right back towards the 196 on Qualcomm. We'll see what happens to these. There's a lot going on out there. HCC, the coal names have been hot as of late. Let's take a look at the coal names. We were watching this on Wednesday. It stayed kind of sideways, didn't do too much on Wednesday, but take a look at the other ones. I'm taking a look at AMR. This is one that I think could get going and have a big move, right? This has made big moves in the past. So cut downs towards the 309s could be recoveries. BTU is on the watch also. This is already getting a little bit of a jump. I want to see if this can come back into kind of 23s, kind of into this gap here, fill up, find some buyers, and then work its way back through 24s. This is one that I can keep on watch. CEIX, another one, right? There's so many in this space. I like this one for the kind of the cup and handle pattern. You just pulled back on Wednesday. Take out Monday's high, the 107.59s, and you're looking great on this one. We'll see what happens on CEIX. Can it get through this line? I'm going to draw a green here so that the next time we see it, we can take a look at it to see if we made a breakout towards these highs, which is the 113.50s. Let's find out on CEIX. FJF, what's up out there, man? How we doing? All right, bear day, better than trading in the range. Yeah, definitely would be better than trading in the range. It could trade in the range, right? There's a bunch of stocks that can trade in the range. We'll see what happens today. Definitely got to keep an eye out to see what happens with these bigger names. Let's go to the high flyers like Cosm. This has been a big move this morning. Got all the way up there to 16. Now just going sideways. Not much volume filling on that. Mara's 1950s. Doesn't want to get it, guys. It's right there, guys. There's a big order there sitting at the 1950s, and it's 66,000 shares, 468. To me, classic example of someone that probably had a big bet that got caught in the Bitcoin move down. All right, we'll see what else is out there. I'm still thinking that at some point you could also get like volatility moves down in Bitcoin. You got to be careful with things like that because you could get some big wicks to the downside and then recoveries. I know I saw a trader talking about potentially looking for that kind of action. We'll see what happens there. All right, big pops on Mara, back above 20s would get me short. We'll see what happens on Mara a little later. Archer, one of the top names this morning. Look to see if it gets through 5 so I can get maybe some Joby action. Joby kind of pulling back right now towards the 520s. Doesn't look too bad. Let me take a look at the tape here to see if there's any kind of buying just sitting there. And I look at the tape. I don't see too much on both sides. So I'll keep watch on Joby Aviation to see if it can get hot. Tesla's coming back here, guys. So that's actually a good outlook here because I really would love to see this pop out the gates so that I can get short out the gates. We'll see what happens, guys. Get back to 253. I'll be watching Tesla to get after it. All right, guys. What else can make a move here? Cost still pulling back there. I could see cost pulling back today, maybe 12 and then reloading. So pullbacks at 12. I'll look to see if it turns back to the upside. All right, there's a lot to take a look at today, but I'll tell you one thing. The news isn't that heavy. So a lot of stocks moving, but we don't have too much news out there. Here's another one that has been moved before, Care Cloud, but the volume's so low on this one. You can see the 240 trying to start working its way back. Let's keep looking through the scanners, seeing what we're finding here. MDWD, I don't know this one. MediWound, looks like a biotech trying to get back above the 20s. Has just made a run to 24. So, this thing ran for sure just recently, guys. So multiple highs, just did like a kind of a nice little breakout. Now has pulled back 1, 2, 3. I'm going to look for one more attempt to break down through the support, which is a 1894 kind of cut down, but it could recover 20 right back up and start making an up move. So we'll see what happens to this MDWD. It did make a move in the pre-market that was pretty significant, $4 higher, looking like we'll see what happens with this one. Let me see if I got something on the tape for this MDWD. A lot of volume in the 1880s to 1820s. So 1820s would be down all the way down to here, right? And then 1880s. So off of this line down into this spot is where I'm seeing a lot of the volume. We'll look to see if we make a quick dip towards that and then a recovery back to the 20s. DMAT this week. Not something I trade often. I don't even know what this is. What is DMAT? Wisdom? Keep it going, traders. Let's go to SPY. SPY still kind of just holding in after those numbers. You did get that first spike, but it was very short-lived. Tesla right back down, man. Tesla cannot get back over the 252 mark, at least for the time being. We'll see what happens. The rejection coming in there. It's not looking too bad this morning. All right, let's keep going, team. We'll take a look at some other stocks, and definitely, I don't think you're going to see too many short Tesla mentions out there. So we'll see what happens if we could start to actually get some continued downside. Unemployment all around. A lot of people taking a look at that action. I mean, here's a chart from kind of Bloomberg from Liz Ann Saunders. I definitely kind of keep a follow on her, but you can see the U.S. employees on non-farm payrolls. It's continuing to rise. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, yeah, it's slowing down, but it doesn't look bad at all. We'll see what happens with the overall market. Can we get the lift again? And will AMD stay hot, guys? This is one of the ones that I definitely want to keep a watch on. I have this feeling that it could just make a big breakout. That's why I haven't sold a piece of my swing trade, right? I'm just looking to kind of hold on and see if this really wants to go through the 170. You guys can see it here this morning. I still am long after the 157.80s. Let's see if it gets up into that 170, back towards 174. That could be the big breakout. And if AMD does make that move, maybe you start to see NVIDIA stay strong. Maybe the Qs can stay strong today. Right now, I'm like just watching AMD because a part of me is like, it needs to just continue to go because AMD loves to make a move like this and then move right back down. Definitely wouldn't want to see it break this 156.70s, but I'm at 157.80s. I don't want to lose on this position now. I'd like to see it hold 160 on any pullback and continue through that 170. All right, looking at some different names, and there's going to be a lot. HUT was one of my top short ideas on Wednesday, and I was able to make some money on this one, but it doesn't look that great right now, guys. And you can see it here. It's already coming back to the 15. I need it to kind of come back a little bit towards like 1530s, and I can look shorts off of this one because this one has ride up for the month, right? At the beginning of June, this was all the way back down, and we can take a look here. This is up still for the month about 66.8%. So could this one pull back? Yeah, I could see this pulling back here even towards $12. So I'm going to continue to watch to see what happens with HUT today, if I can get a little bounce and then the short action. Intel starting to go in the green there for me. I've talked about this one this morning. I got the swing already on, looking for a move into that gap zone. We'll see if it gets to 32, 34, and really starts to make a move there. I have right now 31.29. I don't mind adding about 10 shares. So I can get up to like 60 for Intel. Don't want to go too much bigger than that because this should be a bigger breakout than a smaller one. When it starts to move, I'm going to look for a bigger move. All right, keep taking a look out there to see if there's anything else that's showing up on the scanners. There's not much, guys. We've gone through pretty much all of it here. It's time to start getting ready for the open. It's time to get ready to trade. Let's go ahead and get after it, team. It's 9:20 here, guys. Smash the like. Let's wake up a little bit. Let's get it going. Do a little stretch. Keep going, team. Let's go. July 4th, and I hope you guys all had a great July 4th. I'm ready to see what else is moving in this market towards the bell. Cost, the fastest mover out there. We'll continue to watch to see if that one goes back to 16s. This morning, spike up there towards 16.18. And of course, this one ran on Wednesday to a high of 1873. We have been seeing some of these kind of known runners, right? MLGO is already back down to 10, but that thing went all the way to 25. So continue to watch to see if we see another known runner that starts to make a big move. ARKK, we talked about Cathie Wood on Wednesday, and this is actually starting to look good. Did I just say that? Oh, man. Somebody come and get me. Cathie Wood looking good there. Oh, look at this weekly pattern as it starts to get back towards the 45, 50s, 55s. Could make a move there. So what could we watch? Well, let's take a look at what's actually getting a big move in ARK. What's moving it up? Well, Tesla definitely is moving it up. That's for sure. Pack is one to keep an eye open for as this starts to work back right now. It doesn't look the best, though. Archer is in ARK, and you can see Archer kind of making a big move. Joby, of course, is one that I'll watch off of that. Roku has recently started to prop back up to the upside. We'll look to see if Roku can keep pushing. You got RBLX up there towards 3780s, and this is just climbing up, trying to fill this gap. Still available to us, 3892. We'll look to see if it fills that gap. Palantir has been doing well. Square tried to bottom the other day with PayPal, still not bottoming. I don't trust this one bit. I still need to see this turn around. It doesn't look good. We'll see what happens there. ARK, you can continue to watch some other names here. Shop has just rejected that downside break. This candle cut me out on the swing trade. It's trying to go back into that swing trade, back up to 75. I kind of really like Shop. I'll trade it on the day trade action. I don't know if I'm going to take another swing trade on this one, but look at this, guys. On this day, it cut me out, and ever since then, it's just climbing back. So I could look for pullbacks towards like 66 and 65s to try to take part in that action. Of course, I also been focusing on XLE to see what would happen in energy, and it just keeps building, but not the breakout look, right? Having yet to see a real breakout look. Valero pulling back a little bit. We'll look to see if it gets back to the 160s. XOM was one that we were talking about on Wednesday even, and it did come back on Wednesday. It started to make a little rise. It's already pulling back here towards that trend line. So 114.50s, really need to see XOM get back above 116, 117 to show me that high conviction move back to the upside on ExxonMobil. We'll see what happens on this one. Definitely does have the ability. And I kind of like this candle here on Tuesday to actually give us kind of more of this kind of left-hand shoulder. Now we're starting to see kind of more of this kind of inverse head and shoulders pattern off of this. Now it just needs to see where's the neckline on this. The neckline is not clean on this. And that's the hardest part sometimes with necklines is that it's hard where to draw them. And sometimes you can get them wrong based on that level. So I really need to see a clear back towards like 120s. If this stock is back here, yeah, it'll be looking really bullish, but we'll see where it happens right now. It's in kind of a battle stage on ExxonMobil. Keep your watch also to see what happens in the Middle East. That's what's going to matter a lot to see what happens in crude. Let's take a look overall to see WTI this morning. You can see, and one thing that I've talked about before is that oil has a tendency of rising during this time. It's a seasonality play. It's not just based off the charts right now. You guys can see I was talking about we were in the lower 80s. We were to 82. Would we make a run to 85 this week? Well, we didn't make it to 85 just yet, but that doesn't leave it in question. And of course, who was bringing this up? On Monday, we were looking at this, right? Around the 81, 82s. Look what's happened, team. We've had a run there towards 84.30s. We've had another run towards 83.88s. Just recently on Wednesday, 84s. We're clicking into the 84s. Can we go to the 85s and 86, 88s by next week? Yeah, and that could really get these going. So definitely going to keep a watch on these to see what happens if we start to make a move in oil. So today on the radar, guys, we'll see what happens to these names. Can they start to make a move? And maybe I take a swing trade in a couple of these and I separate the action. So what do I mean by that? So instead of taking, let's say, 30 shares of ExxonMobil or 100 shares, I separate it out and I go like 10 shares in PSX, 10 shares in ExxonMobil, 10 shares in Chevron, and then try to play that action, giving myself the ability to get around the volatility that's in these energy stocks and still riding the move higher. We'll see what happens there. All right, catching up with the chat. What's up out there, guys? Palantir 2 could be ARC. Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm still holding Palantir. So, Kathy, you and I in the same boat? Oh, man, that scares me. But, you know, the Kathy Omen, she's on your side. Sometimes you get scared. But right now, it doesn't look too bad. And PSX, bunch of red candles, but not really. This back through 143s, it won't be looking bad. We'll see if this could really start to work its way back on Phillips 66. And gold, we talked about it earlier, Wisdom, but definitely gold is on the play, getting the rise. NEM is going to be my top watch there, and that's already getting a little lift there towards 44.25s this morning. So Newmont getting that nice little push. And for that mention, you guys can take a look at some other names in this space. There's so many names. AEM is one that most people are not talking about. That's actually making a big push. You guys can see it here, kind of that cup and handle pattern, starting to push there up to 69s. Could pull back a little bit. There's WPM, there's FNV. There's so many of these that most people just don't even trade. Look at this KGC. Pretty strong cup and handle, already making the move above the 850s. That's going to be an important watch. RGLD. There's so many here that you guys can watch. And this is why I think it's so important to know your names here. Silver also making a lift as of late. Will AG really start to get moving here? MAG is another one that you guys can watch there. And SVM. Some silver plays making a little bit of a lift. Keep your watch, guys. And copper was so hot. So hot, man. Oh, what was the copper stock that was just ripping, guys? SCCO continuing off that 118. I still remember when we called the bottom over here on SCCO. That thing's been a freaking monster. Copper staying hot in there, guys. We'll see what happens there. Aluminum was one area also taking a big lift this week. CENX up there to the 21s. Will Alcoa kind of play catch up and really start to make a move? You can see it's been pushing. We'll see what happens in aluminum. All right, let's keep going. Day Trade Tony in the house before the bell. That's what I like to see, Day Trade Tony. I'm thinking below 4, Zap will collapse. Yes, Day Trade Tony. You've been watching me, man? Nah, I'm just playing with you, Day Trade Tony. We're having similar mentality there. You know, one thing is that I could feel is if Tesla can fail, if Tesla fails today, gets the hit, then I think Zap gets the hit also. I could see Ford coming right back down as this has been pushing. And why is it pushing? It ain't pushing because of Ford. It's pushing because of Tesla. Why is the Lucid up? It's pushing because of Tesla, dude. It's not because of Lucid. So I'll continue to watch these. We'll look to see if they get zapped right back down. Day Trade Tony. That's definitely one that I could look at, get a big hit right back to the downside. And overall, auto manufacturers. Take a look here, guys. This is what I point to a lot of the times. Industries, right? Look how this industry got hot. Now could be the time to start watching for the pullback action. We'll see what happens there. You guys can keep a watch on so many names here. Polestar. There's so many names. They're going to be moving out the gates. We got about 2 minutes for the bell here. Keep your eyes open on these. There's a lot of action in that spot. We'll see what happens with these auto manufacturers. Let me know, guys. Intel starting to move up already, guys. This is one on the swing trade side of things. You guys see the swing trade side of things here. Let me actually go ahead and set a AMD. Got to continue to watch AMD. It's 166. Will this continue to rip, guys? This is one of my big bets out there. We'll find out if it works out there. AMD already up a pretty good amount, guys. Up there towards 166. Can it get to 170, 175? At that point, it's just takeoff mode. Tesla, let's see what happens here out the gates. This is my top watch, of course. I'm already short on this name. Let's flip over. Let's get ready for the day trade action, guys. It's 9:29. It's about to hit here. Let's get ready to rock and roll here, guys. Rock and roll, baby. All right, so I'm looking for Tesla to push back here towards the 253s. I don't want to get short too early on this name. I have orders out at 253.50s, 254s. I'm going to actually put this up there to 254.50s and 254s. So essentially, I don't expect these to hit. But if we get some quick pops, I can go ahead and try to get some fills. Cut down through the 250 and I'll just continue to hold my original position and just let this work, because I don't want to ruin my average, because I'm all the way up here, guys. I'm up at 252.50s. So essentially, I shorted right here on the 1 minute when I started to see this collapse, and I put out orders up here to try to fill, but got no fills on the bounce, right? So then I just let it keep going, let it keep working. If it's working for me, these little shares, these 10 shares might make me a big killing out the gates here. Look at that, guys. First action on Tesla is a hit to the 249. Let's get after it, team. It's time. The bell is here. Let's do it, team. It's time. All right, traders, the market's open, and there you guys see it. There's that spike for Tesla. Let's see if we can get some fills. 251s, 50s rejecting right now. Mara with the big spike out the gates, kind of what I expected to see there. Zap also with a big spike. Mara's the one that I want to also keep a watch on, see if I can get some short on Mara above the 20s, right? That's where I'm looking at it, above this 20 spot. We'll look to see if it gets there. I have alerts right there at 2004. Alert me at 2004. Let me know when that gets through 20s. I'll be watching that. Tesla coming back there, 252.50s, guys. We're almost to a point where I can add a little bit there right by my entry here. I don't mind taking some entry here above my entry. There's 252s, 51s. There's 59s. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. Man, 252 went up right close to my entry, 252.30s, but look at the takedown right back down there, guys. So Tesla getting hit right back to the downside there. I can go ahead and look for ads here, but I don't want to go and adding too much, and then all of a sudden it's right above my layers. We'll look for this to kind of get right back above my entry. Then I can really start hammering on it. I'll show you guys it. If you guys want, let me flip over and give you guys the bigger chart here so you guys can watch me. Watch exactly what I'm trying to do right now, and you guys can see Tesla. Look at that rejection back down to the 249s. Let's go, Tesla. Flush that toilet right back down, baby. There you go. Unpopular decision this morning of Tesla going down, back down, 248s now, guys. Look at that move. What an action in Tesla this morning. Hope you guys were out there thinking about it and were able to nail it on your own execution. I have so many alerts going off out the gates with this. We'll continue to watch to see what happens. All right, looking to see MDWD there. Look at that, guys. That went right back through the 20 spot. We talked about how this one had a pre-market high of like 24. Is getting the move right there. It's trying to hold. We'll see if this makes the run up. Not a lot of volume in this, but man, what a move in the pre-market. Could get going there. Costs, of course, the fast mover. Back up there towards 15s and holding well. This could keep running. I can't join the party here. I'll look for pullbacks, but man, look at Tesla go, guys. Now up $44, $50 with 10 shares, just showing you guys you don't need a lot of share size to get after this name. And look at that bad boy go. Let's go, team. I ain't going to be feeling bad at all about this, guys. Getting after it. Let's get it, guys. El Don. All right, let's keep going. All right, what else you got out there? Good move there, guys. Costs. Let's get it, man. WFC, show me the money. Apple, Zap, green, $50. Look at that, guys. Look at that go, guys. Who was talking about this today? Your boy, Money Mitch, on top of it here. Let's go, guys. Hey, starting it up, guys. Look at that. That's a nice little, let's let it rain, guys. Let's let it rain. Let's go, baby. Can we get $100? Can we get $200 here with 10 shares? We'll take it, team. We'll take it. Not a bad one right here, guys. Look at Tesla go, guys. Oh, my Lord. Down to 245. What a move here, guys. What a move. I'm just letting this completely just keep going right now. I'm not even adding. I'm canceling ads, guys. I'm canceling ads. Just looking for this to continue to work here. And where can we go ahead and just take the profits? I'm going to look for a takedown back towards 242s and taking the money and running. That'd be $100 with 10 shares, 10 points down. Let's see what happens, guys. All right, what a trade there, guys, on Tesla. You guys see the continued downside action. We'll see what happens with this one. I'm going to go back and look for other trades, as this one is already deep into the green. All right, we'll see what else is out there. And this morning, called it to the key, man. Oh, good Lord. I almost want to take a picture of this. This looks great. All right, let me go ahead. Let me take a picture of this and put this up there because, yeah, definitely. Not a bad trade call there. What a move. Tesla. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Boom, baby. There's not too many traders probably looking at that trade. So let's get after it. Let's go looking elsewhere. Let's go make some money today, guys. I've been having a pretty good week, bouncing back after pretty red last week. So, hey, let's keep working, guys. Let's go looking elsewhere. Where can we find some trades? Joby was one that I was looking at this morning. Already has pulled back to the 514 level and now could get a little bit of a bounce back up here for the hourly support. So I'll be watching to see if Archer can come back on the day. Archer back through 5 is what I'm really looking for. Archer straight down out the gate. So for right now, that's just a no touch. Looking for this to come back up to the upside. If it does, I'll keep keeping an eye open for it. Let's get the opening range up. Let's get explosive winners up. Let's get some unusual volume. If you guys see anything standing out to you, let me know in the chat. SYT up there towards 4 in the pre-market. Pulled back to the 350 here. Not a bad one to keep on watch. It has pulled back before. Has been kind of bunching up right around this 340 spot. So that seems to be an area for reloads. 343 holding in right now. Let's see if it can take the next step. Macy's volume coming in on Macy's. Big push there on Macy's. Like I talked about it, even though I was against Macy's, with the news this mentioned this morning, there's no reason why it doesn't come back towards like $20 at least. That's the way I see it right now. It's pretty strong. 1964. I'll be looking for some pullbacks there. There's Tesla now down to 244, guys. We might even take some profits really soon here and just take the money and run, guys. This has been a great trade here. Almost $100 on this first action here. I'm looking for a little bit more into like the 85s. I'm about to just call it a quits and just take the money and run because this looks amazing, guys. Woohoo, what a trade here. Let's see if we can get the 88s down through the 243.60s as it starts to come through there. I'm going to go ahead and put it out here. Here's the move. Right now it's 243.90s. Let's get it here. Will it hit? Will it hit? Will it take my money and run? You guys can see it right there, right underneath it, looking to take that money. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. Moved it up a little bit here. Just trying to get it clacked. That 243s, 90s. There we go, guys. What a trade. What a trade, guys. 10 shares. I'll take it, guys, because this could come back now to VWAP, and I could use this money that I've already made on the day for me to take a bigger swing later. Not a bad one at all. Hey, I'll take that little cushion. 10 shares, guys. That's called money in the bank. Not too many traders were looking at that trade this morning. This is why I think it's so important to have your own thinking, traders. Not what I think, not what anyone else thinks. What do you think this morning? Build those decision-making skills. That's what trading is truly all about. All right, MDWD, I talked about that one earlier and how it can get back towards 24. It just spiked there to 22s, trying to keep it going. Let's see what happens with this one. I'm going to go to the attached here, take a look to see what's up with the scanners here and see what I can find. But MDWD does look interesting for me. The VWAP play would be for me, pullbacks to 2060, 2070s here. VWAP's all the way to 2044. So just be careful with this one. It could pull back. The spread's about 20 or 30 cents also. So keep that in mind. It could go to like 2080 by 2050 here. So that's what you got to keep in mind with MDWD. Not a bad morning this morning, guys. Let's go. Cost halted. Cost, baby. Who says Fridays aren't exciting? Yo, Martin, you jealous yet? There's always a hater, guys. It looks like we have a hater today. Hey, when you have haters, you know what you're doing? You're doing it right, baby. Pat yourself on the back. Pat yourself on the back. Martin, why you hating, man? All right, guys, it doesn't affect me. I'll keep going. There's a lot of trades out there to make. There's money to make. Look at cost, man. This morning's entry off that 11. Oh, that 11.20. I'm looking back at cost being like, oh, man. But hey, that's just how it goes, guys. I'd probably already run to the profits on this. Can it get through the high of Wednesday, 1873? Got to a high right now of what? 1775. Look at it, things go, man. This is up there, now up there towards 18s. What a move, guys. Mara did get to the $20 spot and back down, guys, but it hasn't cleared into the gap enough for me. I think it needs to get one more couple of drives later in the day, around 11. I'll be looking for shorts on Mara. We'll find out what happens there. All right, cost showing up there. I'm not going to pay attention to cost because it's just too fast of a mover and way too far for me to get after this. NEM is one that I can take a look at. Of course, this is the gold play. Does this want to get going today? Not a bad name to kind of keep a watch on. Do need to see a pullback below 44s for this one. Back towards like 43.80s. I'll keep a watch on this one. All right, looking around costs. There you go, Boogie Woogie. Get that money, man. Get it. All right, let's keep taking a look to see what else is out there. Roy, best play today. Get that money, guys. I see you guys not shy out the gates. That's what it's all about. AMD to second reward, but 50 seconds not counting. Noli, it's all good, man. Start trying to maybe just hold it a little bit longer. You had that. That was a great trade, and it's holding well. The 90, it's holding the VWAP really well. So the swing trade for me, oh, it's looking great on that. How did Intel do out the gates? Intel, baby, now starting to get to the 3150s. Swing trades on this one, guys. What's on the playbook? Let's see if this gets moving today. Theory moving to $4. What's going on in Siri, guys? Is there a buyout opportunity or something with Siri? Because there's no reason for this to kind of get the lift here. This thing is heavy too. I'm looking around to see if someone's maybe trying to buy this. It's definitely breaking out, but holy moly, what a move. All right, guys, I'm seeing Google break up to the upside. Remember, I talked about potentially maybe we see some downside in the market. Well, look at that, guys. Google shake said, what? What downside? Talked about how Google might want 200, and Google looks like it wants 200. I was playing this on Wednesday, and this has just continued going. Amazon 200, we getting it? Oh, there's your 200 break. There it is, guys. Started the day, pulled back to 198.50, straight up to the 200. Not a bad little trade if you're able to already make that money in Amazon. Not a bad trade. Start the day, guys. Let's take a look at the scanners here. Technology leading the day, utilities, and then real estate. What's in the red? Industrials, financial services, and healthcare today. Did NVO get that takedown? I'm looking at it right now. Ooh, it did get a little bit hit out the gates. It pulled back there towards the 140.30s. I'd like to see it pop back up here towards this kind of 142.50 area first for the takedown, but doesn't look too bad right now. NUGT, that just shows me that the gold miners are definitely out there. The people are looking at gold. This is pushing right now. AU, did it get a nice little pullback? I only like to play AU on 1 hour pullbacks. So you can see here in the pre-market, it kind of did it already. I'd be looking for pullbacks of 27 for me to try to catch that one. But a lot of action today. Copper, silver leading the action right now. So AG getting the nice little push. So this is actually one that I could look for a pullback here, back towards 640, 635. So maybe play that. I could look at MAG. MAG is also getting the lift, in SVM. So SVM is a little bit cheaper here. I'm actually looking for AG. It's a little bit of a tighter spread, but just needs to pull back towards like 635s. So nice little pullback here. It's probably only about like 27 cents on the breakout. So it's not like it should be a monster move, but I can look for a pullback here, coming back towards like 36 and 35s. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this AG. Just getting some more alerts to hit there, guys. Let's keep trading, guys. Let's see what I got there. Tesla. Is Tesla coming back here? Joby. crossed down through some levels. And Chewy making a move today? Whoa, wouldn't you know it? I'm keeping an eye on this Chewy, man. At some point, this is going to get hot. I feel like it. I haven't traded it again since I got caught in it, but at some point, I want to definitely catch this move, and I feel like it is going to make a move. The only question is when. Poet showing up in the scanners. That's up there to 335s. We'll look to see if this keeps moving. Costs, how's that keep going? That made it up there towards 18s. Now it's on the downside, down to 15s, and could be on a little bit of a wipeout move. MDWD, just continuing. This actually looked pretty good in the pre-market. Now it's continuing. Can it get to that 24? Look at that 23s now. It was a great opportunity there. Just didn't come after this one out the gates here, but look at that. Nice little cup now pattern. Be careful for the handle starting to form towards 21, but doesn't look too bad there on MDWD. Up, doing pretty well there. EOSE. There's some moves out there. Nothing too crazy. Let's take a look out there. Zap. Zap is one that I could look for a failed attempt there. This went up there towards 5, then failing that 5. I'd look for one more attempt to get up there, maybe 470s, and then failing. Then this can come right back down through 4. So for right now, I'm leaving it alone. I think it could still do one more pop, but then that's when it starts to fail, guys. So I'll be looking for that one more attempt here in Zap and then takedown. Tesla bouncing. No, Tesla down to 242s, guys. What a move in Tesla. All right, let's continue going here, looking into what's going on. But man, not a bad trade there. You guys know where you're at. It's trade the pool. Tesla down today. I didn't see anybody talking about Tesla to the short side today. Did you guys? Let me know in the chat. All right, let's keep going. You got costs. There you go, bullseye. Hey, I wanted to see you kill it, man. Martine, Benzinga Lifer. Mitch got traded. Mitch left. Martine. Oh, man. You know how it goes, man. All right, let's see what else. Being up 40. Was down 32 pre-market, now green 40. Hey, just keep battling, bullseye. Keep doing your trades, man. Don't focus too much on the result. Focus on the execution. That's what gets me, man. All right, let's keep going. MDWD. Look, 24. Not a bad move there. Shane, I hope you were able to nail that one. Macy's now up towards 1989s and strong out the gates, guys. Mara still kind of chomping around. I'm still going to look for that push into the 20s, then look for the short on this. Clean Spark. Trying to make little pushes and failing also up there at 1570s, now back to the 1530s. This could keep coming down there. I'd look for one more drive. So close to 16, like 1580, 16 is the level for me on Clean Spark for the shorts. I don't want to jump in too quickly on these, but the other one that I could look for a little bit quicker trade is HUT, because HUT has been up 60% and still really not breaking. It's right on the 9 EMA. So bounces up. Similar look, guys. Coin is another one on the downside. We'll see what happens to these. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's see what else is out there. Bitty pulling back to the 9. Well, Bitcoin keep coming down. We'll just start to work its way back up. We'll see what happens. Bitcoin down. That's when you start to see this start to work its way. Let me take a look at Bitcoin right now. Did we get a little bit of a bounce there? Yeah, there's a little bit of a bounce there. It could work its way back there closer towards like 58, 57, and then start working its way down. So for the time being, I'm looking for this to pull back and then start making the move later in the day. All right, XGH showing up there. This is a real estate company trying to spike here, guys. This is definitely a kind of a spiker here. Pullbacks to 122 seem to make sense for me right now. It just pulled back there to 119, 114. So let's see if this gets moving. Definitely a smaller name, but could start rocking and rolling here. The volume is there. Let's see if it keeps rolling. NEE, Nano Nuclear Energy. Not looking too bad there for the 28 break. Up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3. Just put in that third bottom right around this 2680s. Looking for it to break through the 28s. See what happens on this one. ANVS, one to kind of keep a watch on. I just had an alert go off on this one at 8. It's starting to get going here. So pullbacks towards like 825s and 816s. I actually kind of like this one. Let me see if I can get a pullback here, back down, and look to see this one start taking off. ANVS. Looking for a reload on that one. Tesla continuing down. Come back to me. Come back to me. I want to get short later in the day, but hey, was able to make a good trade this morning. Catching up with you guys in the chat. What are you guys taking a look at? A swing to watch, ELYM, big inside buy. Okay. Was watching the ANVS. Yeah, bullseye. Put it on the radar. We'll continue to watch it, man. You guys let me know what you guys are seeing. BitDeer, of course, crypto name, kind of getting a nice little spike. Ooh, this actually looks interesting, man. This is making close to a double top there at the 1160s on the daily. So that's going to be the level that I'd look for short off of this back down. Let's see if I can get this here, guys. BTDR. I needed to get through the 1160 area, and then I can get short pretty big here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just get short 50 shares here. I don't really even want this to be kind of anything like big. I just want to get an entry near kind of like 1150s. So I'm putting 1150, 50 shares, and then I'm going to look to start adding to this position above that, right? I want to get short bigger, but I want just a small entry, get into the name, and then start looking to take it right back down on this. Let's see if we get this. It's not a bad one. Could come right back up to these levels and then get rejected. So somewhere in this space is where I'm really looking to add size. Right now, I'm just looking to get a little starter at 1150s. CRM having a nice little pattern. Cat on the watch. Yeah, Cat's on the watch. Industrials, though, getting hit hard. Cat getting hit hard. Yeah, it's on the pullback there. The big thing with these is that they're still fighting some upside, especially the environment. GE getting hit also today tells me a little bit to be concerned. Boeing pulling back a little bit there. XLI, let's take a look at XLI. You can see how it rejected the move back up there towards the 126, coming back closer towards the 120 support. All right, looking around to see what I can get out there. BTDR. One that I'm looking at right now, it's already back down towards the 1130s. Did not get me the fill there at 1150s. So I'm putting it up there towards the 1160s. There's 10,000 shares there at 1150. So somebody sees that order. Somebody tell me what's going on with that one. You guys can see it here. Detaching it. I'm going to show you guys it right here at the 1050 mark. Watch how it shows up here. Watch. There it is. Right there, that 10,000. That's the one I'm looking at. I want him to get filled. Then it go a little bit higher than him. Then I can start getting short. So for right now, I'm watching it, team. Let's see what happens on the pops. And then I can start getting short on this name. I'm going to cancel out for right now. I'm looking for this to bounce back towards him. If I jump on it too quickly, that's easily how I get caught. Let's just see this try to do another high towards 1160s, and then rejections. We'll see what happens here. 1, 2, 3, fourth attempt, fail. That's what I'll be watching for. Tesla curl. Tesla, come back to me. Come back to this 253, 254 mark. I'll short you again, baby. Let's go, guys. AMD, nice pullback there. We'll look to see if this continues to run. AMD's a trap, man. Both sides. It's scary on that one, man. It's a scary name to play. PAAS, silver name, pulling back here, guys. Or gold, PAAS, not the silver play. So the silver is pulling back here. It's giving me that opportunity. Taking a look at gold. Gold is pulled back also. So you got a couple of these that have your opportunity right now. I like NEM after a pullback there. It's holding in this 44s. This is one that could really get going. Right? It has a nice looking chart that could really kind of break out back through, let's say 45 today. So taking a look at this one, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the scan and the radar here to see what is showing up here. 44.30 is about 1,000 shares there. Doesn't look too bad. Now pullbacks to 44.20s, making sense there. 44.20s, not looking too bad here. I don't mind it here. Let me see if I can get 44.20s on the pullback here. Risk off of this kind of 44s. Up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3, down 3, holding in well. Pullbacks towards 44.20 seems to make sense for me here. So putting out a nice little order there for that 44.20s pullback. See if I can get it here. All right, orders out at 44.18. It's only 200 shares. I'll look to add to this. Looking to see if we can get this to start making a move here higher. Pullback fill and then a push back here towards the high. The high right now, 44.43s. Doesn't look too bad here. Just kind of slow. That's how gold is a lot of the times. NEM isn't a bad one to watch there. Just looking for a nice little pullback opportunity. Not getting it right now. All right, not getting it. So I'm just looking to see when it comes back there. If it just takes off without me, I don't want to jump off the high there because it's just not much on the action, but looks good. Tesla, not looking too bad there. Martin, dude, you continue to hate, man. If you want to continue to hate, I could put you in a corner if you want, man. But hey, it's up to you, man. And if you're here following me, you're doing it wrong. I'll tell you right now. I never, ever will say follow me. Because the truth is, I'm trying to trade just as much as you guys. So if that's your plan, well, you're doing it wrong, Martin. So just learn, man. It's okay. It's okay to be upset because you kind of struggled. And I know that. But it's okay, man. It's all right. All right, Tesla. Let's go. Let's go, man. Tesla coming back. Tesla coming back. The biggest thing with Tesla, not overreacting on the short side right now. Because I could just jump into it right now. But if I do that too quickly and it comes back here through the opening price, that's easily how you get wrecked. So what am I looking for? Come back to pre-market highs and reject off of that. So you can see here in pre-market, you made a move and you even tried to come back right out the gates here to this 252. Come back into this spot and then I can look for shorts. Right here, it's not the level for me. Wisdom. I followed Mitch and got twins too. Oh, it's all good, man. Boogie, I don't even need to put him in the corner. It's a good one though. That's for sure. You just got to have a good time, man. There's always going to be haters, man. That's what I tap myself on the shoulder when there's haters, man, because that means you're doing something right. All right, guys, Zap trying to get up there. I talked about how I could look for one more drive to fail in Zap and then look to zap it right back down. This is that attempt right now. So I could either go long, take a quick scalp, and then look to flip on it. But for right now, I'm just looking at it and going to watch the move. I could try to long this into the move and then try to short into it. But I'm essentially looking for the pop to fail, let's say up here by like the 480s, and then start working its way back towards 4. Let's see what happens here. There's the spike. There's 460s. Let's see if it wants to make that run to 5 today on Zap. ANVS, guys. ANVS just taking off, man. The alert on this one for 8. I drew this morning, guys. That one's a little frustrating, guys. ANVS just taking off this morning, guys. Look at that move. Doesn't look too bad either to continue going, but man, it's hard for me to jump on a trade like this. What a move there. All right, not looking too bad there. Guys, check out that one, Bullseye. You were watching it, man. Oh, that one's a takeoff right there. Not bad, though. I'll tell you that much. All right, seeing Mara still come back. It went down in that 1940s. Could still kind of push. Google up big, man. Up to the 190s today. Google to the 190s. That's keeping up the stocks like always. The Q's just rotating away from NVIDIA. Yeah, away from NVIDIA. Towards the other big names. Amazon. Towards Google. Towards Apple. Even Microsoft. We were talking about the rotation there, the wicked rotation away from NVIDIA and to the other big cap, mega cap techs. And boy, are they taking off. Microsoft, Google, Apple, they're all on the takeoff. That's why it's got to be a little bit careful with Tesla. Got to be a little careful because this is what's driving the market right now. All right, let's keep watching out there. Definitely one of the top names. Now, Macy's on the pullback here. Did get an opportunity back down to the VWAP around the 1950s. Could go right back towards $20. Doesn't look too bad here, 1970s. Where does the volume come in here for Macy's? That's what I'd be looking at. Volume for Macy's. That is just a bunch of algorithmic volume on this. This just shows me right here. Yeah, the algos are trading this and enjoying it right now. All right, looking for my time and sales. I need to start keeping a close eye on that. Let me go ahead and put that up here. I have it right here. You can see the big buyers, right? So I'm only trying to pay attention to the big buyers. There's some big buyers stepping up there in the 71s. So it's not only me that sees it right there. The 71s are trying to step up there. So I'd be maybe looking to see if you can get closer towards the 63. If they stepped up there, they're longing right here, getting caught. I'd look for this to kind of make a little bit of a down dip, back down to the 61 and back up. So you see this trend line approach, right? That's what a lot of people are looking at. They just got tricked on that buy. Now I'd be looking for it to come back and then get through this level. So 61s, 58s seems like the nice little area for me to look for a little bit of a dip buy in Macy's, a move back towards 20. Mara trying to move up a bit, but weak. Yeah, let's do it. All right, guys. Martine has Taylor Swift playing. Oh yeah, he is definitely the Taylor Swift songs, man. You could see this is what the classic example of hurt, man. This is a hurt trader that just wasn't able to figure it out, team. So it's okay, Martine. I don't even need to ban you. I don't even need to put you in timeout. Everyone here sees what you're doing, man. It just doesn't work. But let's keep going, guys. Let's see what else is out there. Uppity up, wheels up. Doing well there. Cosm now bouncing off the VWAP. Can this get back to 18? I'll tell you one thing, it can move there. It's just such a hard play. I'll tell you that because this is up and down, and it did do a down hole, came back down, and now trying to catch the bounce. So be careful out there, traders. Zap, look at that, guys. What just happened there, traders? Oh my God. Zap. No one yelled at me. 475s, right through it. 480s, touches, and right back through 4. Come on, Zap. Come on. Oh man, I need this to come back, man. Where's Day Trade Tony? Where's Day Trade Tony, man? How'd I miss this, guys? How'd I miss this? Look at my man, Day Trade Tony. I'll give you the shout out, my friend. I know that you're out there on the Discord too. Thinking below 4, Zap will collapse. Yeah, look at that. So now I need this to come back here to the 440s. I can't just jump into it. That just washed some traders. It needs to come back so that I can get short here, especially closer towards the VWAP, around the 439s or the 420s. But man, what an opportunity there. Right back down. What a move. What a move. Green on ANVS. There you go. Take your green, baby. Run with it, man. Run with it. Google making new highs. Keep on fighting, Bullseye. Keep on fighting, man. Oh man, this Zap. What a move there, guys. I definitely want to get short this, but it needs a bounce for me. Bounce. Come on. Come back to this 450s. All right, guys, I'm going to put an order out here. Don't expect it to fill, but I'm just trying to get something out there just in case I get some big pop back. I'm putting 450 out on the short side of things on Zap. but it needs to start working its way back. It needs to start popping back here. I see 412s as an opportunity, but I'm not trying to be that close to the action. I need it to come back, and boy, oh boy, did this flush fast. Costs up there to 17, trying to keep going. There's the 90 EMA entrance off the 16. Maybe you can risk off 15. That's just the way I look at it, but I'm not taking that one right now. Serve Robotics, interesting one that is making a move today. ARM showing up on the scanners. That just tells me we could get some semiconductors running today. Intel, I'll be looking for that to maybe make the next move up. But you can also take a look at what? SMH right now. So the semiconductor ETF, of course, this one is led by a lot of positions in NVIDIA. So that's one thing to keep in mind. This could get hurt because NVIDIA is getting hurt today, but Taiwan Semiconductor could go back to the green. AMD is doing well this morning. ARM is doing well. So keep your eyes on names like that that are doing well in this space. I can call out some other ones here. Quick is doing well. WISA, Intel is doing well. So I'm looking at the kind of the semiconductor names that are doing well right now. Looking around to see what else. Marvell coming back. That's one to maybe take a look at. What about Micron? Micron's taking a big hit there. NVIDIA's also taking a big pullback. So AMD, oh, let's go AMD, guys. AMD, bulls up out there, traders. Let's take a look at the swing trade, man. This is working well here, guys. Look at this, guys. Boom, baby. Boom. That's what I wanted to see. The 170 run in AMD. That's what I was looking for. Now we're looking great in this trade, guys. I'm down at 157 with 10 shares, guys. 10 shares. All right, guys, just to pay myself, I kind of have to, guys. Just kind of got to respect it here and pay myself at least 5 shares because it's a monster move, guys. It is a monster move here. I'm looking for the 170 again. I'll look to see if I can take some out there. If it does pull back here, it's not a big deal. I want 170. So give me 169, 90 again. I'll sell some out there and look for it to kind of keep running there. We'll see what happens. Trying to sell some out, but man, what a move, guys. What a move. Bulls up. Let's take this money bag with us because we ain't getting out of here, guys. AMD, what a move, guys. What a move. Indeed. Hey, man, the swing trade's looking great, guys. And the market structure for this wasn't even looking good. I asked kind of an expert out there on market structure. Market Structure Edge was looking at a lot of shorts in AMD kind of building. So that's interesting to see this kind of pop towards 170. We'll look to see if it closes up here, because if it's just a wick, and that's not going to be fun, but we get a close up here towards like 174, man, this stock is going to be looking great. We'll see what happens on that one. Not doing too bad in AMD. All right, guys, let's keep going. Not looking bad at all. Zap is a good short. Diego shorting QLGN. Let's get it, guys. Eric short on Mara. I see you guys. Time to dip in XLE. Hey, I see you guys all taking trades. That's what I like to see, guys. And Martine, hey, I'll tell you one thing. Who else called Lucid to the moon on the first pop and then called it right back down? You can't hate on me, Martine. I'll tell you, man, you can't. You can try, but you can't. All right, guys, we'll see if this gets back up there. Looking for a pop and zap towards 450 to get more short on this one. But overall, I think this could easily start to crack right back down. And this tells me, what about Tesla? What about Tesla? It's cracking right back below the VWAP, faded off of that 250. Definitely getting some shorts to come back in there. I'm still not coming into it again because I need the 252. I try to abide by my rules there. But this is a fade off of the VWAP. We'll see what happens there. All right, let's keep going. Palantir, not looking too bad either, Yash. Yes, it isn't looking too bad. So this is also going to make what look good? ARKK. So ARKK was one that we were looking at this morning, has pulled back on the hourly. You can take a look at to see what's doing well in ARKK. Archer starting to kind of come back here. Can Joby start getting going? It's pulled back a decent amount. Wheels up experience is getting the push, and that's another one in a similar space. So keep your eyes on that to see if Archer can come back on the day here. We'll see what happens to this one. It is kind of balancing out, but still not coming back yet. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, there's cost now back towards 15. So that's not looking as great as it was. Mara went back to 20, still hasn't faded off. I'm still looking for a little later in the day short. But hey, if you're already short there off the 20, I can't blame you, Eric. I was watching it. I'm just trying to respect what I was looking at, which was a later in the day short. So like 11 a.m. Once I start to see the day traders let go of this, that's when I want to start coming in it. And I would be looking for above 20, trying to look like it's breaking out, and then all of a sudden just drop down. That's what I'm looking at, guys. Biddy is another way to kind of maybe play this. Of course, the short outlook is keeps holding 9. There's a lot of volume coming in on 9. I'd look for one more dip down. Let this come back here towards like 890s, 870s. That's where I want to get in on this for the Bitcoin short ETF strategy. Yes, I said it. Still crushing on Kathy. I'm in Tesla from 248.10 after that color change. Hey, get after it, my friend. Bullseye green, baby. Green. Get it, my friend. Get it. All right, guys. BPTH not looking too bad. Palantir doing great. Zap. See if it comes back, man. This just looks like it's about to just give up. So, hey. That's cool. That's how it goes sometimes. Day trade Tony, if you're out there, man, let me know if you were able to nail that short off of that 470 push. But man, what a trade there, guys. All right, Intel not looking too bad there. I'll look to see if Intel can kind of keep pushing on the day. Let's go switching back here to the day trade side of things. Of course, still haven't really taken a trade from the open, and a lot of that, it's not much action that I'm seeing that come into it right now. But let's keep going. XHG, sorry about that, guys. Trying to get back through that 133s, held that pullback. Now it looks like it wants to get going there towards the 150s. Doesn't look too bad. It's just not a name that I know much of. ANBS is one that we did talk about, and boy, oh boy, did I miss this rocket, guys. Oh, this was a good one. It was on my scanner this morning, 22% up now through the 10s. We'll look to see if it rejects back here towards 9, but it's just climbing up. KMDA. Okay, that one's kind of getting a lift, but too slow volume on this. Not much volume. Macy's pulled back there. Didn't go back into the 61. Just held up there into the 19s. This looks like it wants 20s. We'll look to see if it gets there. Neg. Oh, this is an interesting one. Trying to break $1 here. Newegg trying to break that $1 and make another move. But if this makes a move, it might be like 10 cents. So I'm going to avoid it right now. All right, let's take a look here on the volume scanners. Trying to find some trades here. Not seeing too much. ARM looking good on the day. 178. Not looking bad at all, man. Noli, you're done for the day. Quite a tough day on work today. Have a good weekend. Hey, enjoy it, Noli. Love to see it, my friend. Looking for Zap to make a bounce. It's at 409. Needs to at least get back towards like 440s for me to get shorted. I don't mind shorting it, but gotta wait for it. All right, I'm seeing Google with a quick pullback. So you could see some quick pullbacks around. I'm just looking at my charts here on the right-hand side to see what I can find. Of course, I got so many charts, right? Take a look, guys. These are some of the stocks that I'm watching. I always will call these out. If I see a move, if you guys want to put a chart here and you guys think this stock is going to move, throw it up in the chat. I'll definitely catch them, and we'll keep trading here. ARM doing really well on the day. So my man Tim out there, I hope you're having a good ARM trade. I know you like to trade that one often. Look at ARM. Nice little push there towards the 180. Cos. You can see spike. There's some failing now action in the 1650s. Really needs to get through that 1650s to get hot again. Let's see if this is the moment here for Cos, or does it start to struggle? You can see how the trend line can approach that 1650 push, 1645, 1660s right here. Let's see if that happens. There's definitely traders watching this, and now it's in what we call a symmetrical triangle. So really, I think like in this case, no one has the advantage on both sides. It's the bears and the bulls battling right now. A flush down through 14, the bears win. So you see it right there. It just cut to 15. Could cut through 15 and go to 14 in an instant, or recover to 16. So at this point, I maybe play short off of 1550s, but this could easily go back to 17. You got to be careful on names like this. And it could be that we have another major runner, ANBS or something like that. There's that cut down towards 945s. 9s and towards 850s seems to make sense for me on ANBS. So I'm going to look at this one, guys. 860s, 860s, 860s standing out to me. So let's go ahead. I'm going to try to get here about 50 shares a piece towards 860s. 860s on the first buy. Looking for some quick dip buys here, back down towards like 850s. All right, got some ladders out there here for pullbacks on NVS. Definitely don't want it to jump up off the trend line. I'm looking for a breakdown pattern back and recovery. You can see here on the 5-minute, we just held that 9 pullback, 9 right on the dot. So I'm gonna look for that to get hit just a little bit, come down closer towards this 870s, then look for the reversal back up. We'll see what happens on this ANVS. Theory has been well this morning. Zap, you want to come back for me? I'm putting an alert on Zap at 420s. All right, let's keep going, guys. I love how Martin's still here, man. That's how much he wants to be here, guys. You guys know it. Where is he hanging out? He's hanging out right here. Oh, it's always good, man. It's always good to see the haters. The worst part is Martin was a lover, man, but he became a hater. Just like a lot of them out there, man. Could happen easily. $1. We'll see if Neg wants to go to that next layer. AMD, will it bounce back through that 170s? Holding the 160 pullback, got up there to the 170. Could go right back up there. We'll see what happens on the Qs overall. Qs pulling back to the VWAP, getting a little bit of a bounce here. Let's see what's leading the market right now on different names. MDB, PanW. That's interesting to see that. PayPal coming back on the day today. Intuit getting a nice little lift there. Zscaler. So a lot of these kind of names that had to downgrade. Remember, I did see a lot of people kind of mention that Pelosi was going long on CrowdStrike. Man, maybe we need to be looking at CrowdStrike for the long. It's just hanging up here, holding the 9 EMA. Can it get through the 393 spot today? It's holding in. We'll look to see if that drives up. Doesn't look too bad there on CrowdStrike. ZS, another one you guys can look in this space. What about Snow continuing to the upside? Yeah, that's actually doing pretty well there now. 145. I remember when we were looking at this Noli and Snow is down here at 130s. Now it's up to the 145s. Could be something interesting. All right, guys, let's keep it going. What else is out there? Why'd you leave Triple D? Made me sad. Which one? Team Triple D? Where's Team Triple D? Why'd I leave the trader Triple D? I mean, I talk to Triple D all the time. We were all both on Tesla. We were both on that Tesla move. And Tesla is on the fade, guys. That thing is fading and fading. I'll tell you one thing. A little part of me is just looking for one more pop later today to get short on this big. Same thing I'm looking at Mara. Just one more pop so I can get short this big. Still looking at it, guys. Hut was one that I was looking at. What about BitDeer? Oh, that BitDeer, that 1060, that 1050s all the way back down to 11 already. We'll see what happens on that one. Macy's trying to get that 20. It wants 20. The algos are like, yeah, I want 20 right now. We'll see if it gets there. Doesn't look too bad for kind of a scalp opportunity. All right, guys, it's about 10:19. Time to take some shots in a second here. 10:30 especially, I'm going to start just hammering on, guys, because I'm looking for it out there. Just got to get it there. There's the cut down through the 15s towards the 14s, and there's the breakdown on costs. There it goes. That's how it goes sometimes, Yash. I was just looking at that. It cut down towards the 15. Could it recover the 16? No. Breakdown, back through the 14, and now on a down halt. So just be careful out there, guys. ANBS, I still got the orders out there. Still no fills on the pullbacks, though. Let's go back to this. You slightly undercut 9 there. I'm still looking for the 870s and the 860s. There's orders out at 9. There's orders out at 889. There's orders out at 883. I'm trying to see them get hit on quick downside actions, and then I'd get big on ANBS. Looking around to see some more trades out there, traders. Zap is at 415, but not coming up enough, guys. I need this to be back at like 430s for me to get after Zap. It could do one more drive into this space, this 460 spot. So you can see this trend line. So this trend line, I could see it coming back towards and then rejecting this. This is going to be where I can see it go back to that, and I could risk off of that right above it and then try to get short somewhere in this space here. If I could get short somewhere in this space here, I wouldn't mind it on Zap. Cost shorted near cost at the top. Muhammad in the house. I haven't seen you before, Muhammad. I'll tell you one thing. I like the little screen picture there. We'll see what happens. Is ANBS backside? We'll see. I mean, it doesn't look too bad there. I do see the volume, but just kind of keep a watch on it. Let me go focus on that one. Let me know what happens in Zap, guys. I'm keeping a watch on that. We'll see if it starts to make that move. What is moving down fast? Costs definitely got the wreck hit on that. So looking around to see what other trades are doing well in the day. But it doesn't look too bad there. Opening range momentum, QBT, quantum computing doing well today. Quantum computing name. Not a bad one to keep on watch. What was that other quantum name that would go up? QS, I think it is. Nah, is it QuantumScape? No, not QuantumScape. What's the other one? I forgot it. It was a SPAC. We'll see what happens. I can't remember it right now. PSNL. Nah, not much on that. Up, still doing well there. Yeah, that's at 386. What about Archer? Started to come back. No, it has not. Just leaking and leaking. So Joby off play. So I'll be watching this, but today's not the day. Palantir, let's go. Guys, sometimes the swing trade's all you need, baby. The swing trade's all you need. Today, I'm just enjoying the green on my swing account, guys. Palantir now to 27. Look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. This is what I was looking for in Palantir. So we're going to take a little cash in Palantir. Not much, but I'm going to take a little bit off here. Just like, let's take off 15 shares here. Pay ourselves at 27, which is not a bad area. Boom. Just paid myself a little bit, guys. I had to pay myself a little bit. Palantir has been long since 2407, and I've had this for like close to a week. I had this on this dip right over here, guys. So, hey, I'm not going to be mad about that. 2407 was the entry there off this trend line. Look at that go to 27. One of my favorite stocks right now for AI plays. This could keep going to 30s. Next spot will be a 29 profit take. And then from there, remainder to run, because this could get there towards 38 and 40s if it really gets going. I think at this point, you're definitely on takeoff spot. I have to take some profits, but it could just keep running. Doesn't look too bad at all. All right, Mitch, you were telling about Chewy. It's trying to go up. Thanks for the alert. Let's take a look at that. 25 starting to get hot there, and most people are not watching. Most people are not trading today on a Friday, right? So it could just get strong. Hey, not a bad one, Yash. I appreciate you, my friend, for bringing this up. I really do. I really do, my friend. That's what it's all about, man. Thank you for bringing that up now. So, hey, now I can pay attention to it. Look for quick dips back towards 2475 and 2450s. That's what I'll look for. Somewhere in this gap here, I'd look for some pullback action. I don't like to jump on highs. I always like to jump on quick pullbacks, but that's just my mentality right now. So like, let's say this 5-minute 9 EMA, 2475s, 2460s. Looks good, but look at a daily chart. Now you're getting a green candle. And if it can just make the move back here towards 27, 28, you're going to have a lot of traders being like, oh man, I missed Chewy today. I missed Chewy. All right, guys, I got to go take a look at ANVS. Got to go looking out there. AMD just hit the profits in AMD. Let's go. 170, baby. 170. AMD. You guys know where you're at. The name's Money Mitch. Martine's going to get a little jealous. He doesn't have a name like Money Mitch. But hey, not looking too bad there. 170. Took some profits. Now I just got to let this continue to work. We'll see what else is out there. Gold, baby. Gold today. Not looking too bad. All right, back to the day trade side of things. Let's go looking for some other trades, guys. Got a little bit of a cushion. Want to use it. Haven't used it yet. Let's go making some trades. All right, let's go. ANVS, not looking bad. Didn't pull back to my entry. Still looking for the pullbacks there, guys. Right now is not the time, but it could still pull back at any moment. So at this point, I'm just going to cancel. But if it does come back here towards like 860s, that's the layer that I want to add in. I don't want to jump up here at the 9s. Poet, trying to make another move up there. XHG, now getting through that 150. Looked like it wanted 150 earlier. It's through it. It's just not a name that I'm looking at. Zap, rejecting that 4 move, not even getting back to the VWAP. I feel like the shorts have a little bit of hand on this. I don't want to overreact and just try to chase 4 because I was looking to short up here by 450s, 460s. So if I try to chase 4, I mean, essentially I'm chasing for sure. And that's not going to happen, guys. All right, guys, what up out there? How's Mr. Scott? Yeah, how is Mr. Scott? I miss him, man. I know he's still doing his trading action out there. I wish him the best. Got to go ahead and maybe see if one day I can get Scott back on, even just for a day. But shout out to him. We still love him out there. I hope he's doing well. ANVS hanging out at this 940s, looking still for the pullback down into the 870s, 860 spot. We'll look to see if we get that. I'll send an alert there at 893s. So it starts to break 9. I'll be alerted. We'll keep watch. QBT, that quantum computing, trying to go there. Doesn't look like the best there. Let's go to the sector outlook. Sector is overall technology leading the day. Defensives coming back on the day. Utilities just slightly up, and then a lot of red. Energy red. Basic materials pulling back big. Energy pulling back big. Financial services pulling back big. Cyclicals pulling back big. So definitely seeing that downside action coming in. And in footwear, of course, you guys know I've been looking at shorts and footwear, looking for those to kind of continue to rock down. Crocs rocking down. Deckers finally breaks today and starts to come lower. So, and we've been looking at On, right? On has been one of the top names for the short side since the Nike report. This is down big, down back towards 3650s and back lower. Nike, what's up with Nike? Did you finally get the bounce? It's still pretty down there. We'll see what happens. ANVS still going for it for 960s, 10 break. I didn't jump on this one, but could keep going. We'll see what happens out there. Costs back towards 1430s here, guys. So this is one that I could think about if I really wanted to get shorted. It's going to move, but the recovery on this could be 16 and then the rejection. So you got to be careful on a name like Costs. Looking around, guys, did Mara make the next move? No, it's starting to fade off, guys. It did get 2 highs in the 20s, now back towards 1950s. Could keep fading. I'm still looking for one more pop back to that level. But for right now, it is trying to break down the trend line. You can see it here. There's a long-term trend line. Does it bounce there or does it go ahead and start to break? You can see it right there. We tapped it in earlier at 9:55. We're back here at 10:30. Macy's got that 20. Got that 20 there. Now I'd probably let it go, but that wasn't a bad little trade. All right, let's go back to Chewy. Chewy, did you make that pullback for me? Here it is. Let's go. Let's take a look at Chewy. All right, looking for a cut down towards the 2470s, back down to 2450s. So somewhere in between there. I don't mind it. 74. Let me see if I can get this pullback. Looking for one fill there at 74s. Let it come back to the trend line. So the trend line has it going back here towards right around kind of the 2460 area on the pullback, on the quick one. So I'm looking for the pullback into that spot and seeing if I can get it. So I'll show you guys that right now. I'll draw it on the screen so you guys can see here. This kind of pullback there. That's where I could see it going back to. And on the 5-minute, it'd be right around the VWAP, 2456. So pullbacks into that spot, or the 9 EMA on the 5-minute, I kind of like. So let's pull this over here to kind of continue to watch it, get into that spot. I already have an order out at 2475. Don't mind trying to get that on quick downfills. Chewy. All right, such a weak move back down. Eric, you're talking about Mara? Yeah, it's just chomping around, I think, on the bigger traders. I see you out there, Eric. I wish you the best in Mara. I know you're watching that one. Chewy just hanging up at this 2490s, and I'm just looking for quick dips so I can join the party. Zap, letting go, man, and not coming back. Right now, it's just not coming back. Tesla, do you want to continue to go down? Tesla looks like it's trying to let go here through the 246. We'll look to see if it keeps and makes the next move down. Canceling order on Chewy right now. It's just not moving. I'm looking for an order, guys. Looking to get fills, but not getting fills on these pullbacks. Lower volume type of day too. So I'm just looking to jump in on some of these. But here's ANVS back down below 9s or towards the 9s. We'll look to see if it gets back there towards the 860s. That's what I'm looking for, guys. 870s and then a recovery of 9. We'll see what happens later in the day. NNE, nice little scoop and push there, guys. Look at that. That actually got pretty hot there. Pullbacks at 28, 2790s, making sense for me on this NNE. But man, that is pushing strong right now, guys. NNE, big push. Daily chart looking good too. Resistance right above it here towards the 28, like 80 spot. But man, it still has ways to go. See if I can get this to come back here into this 27 area. The spread's wide on this though, about 30 cents. Have a great weekend, Wisdom. Enjoy it. We'll see you back on Monday. 10:30, guys, 10:30. It's been a slow day. Could we potentially have a no day trade? I don't think I've even had a day where I haven't taken the day trade. I know I took the trade in the pre-market, right? And right out the gates, we kind of profited on that. Of course, that was the short on Tesla. I'll show you guys that right now. I was the short in this morning, but I haven't taken a trade since, what, 9:37? It's crazy here. But just watching, guys. It's a slower volume day. So with days like today, I don't mind just taking it easy. I've had a great week. I don't want to ruin it, right? Chewy still holding this 2490s. The volume's not doing too bad, but it just not enough, man, for me to just jump up at 25. I could on the swing trade side of things. It needs to come back here towards this 70s area. And there's the dip. So there's the dip. Finally getting the dip here. Let's see if we can get these dips, buy some dips, get some chips. I know there was a lot of dipping yesterday. Let's see if we get some double dip in action right here on Chewy. Come on, Chewy. Come on, Chewy. Chewy coming back. Chewy coming back. Let's see if I can make a big track. No rapping for me, guys. That's a thumb down. Come on, we're only an hour into the day. Yeah, exactly, Eric. Let's get after it, man. Here's some pullback and Chewy. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little starter here in just a second. I'm just looking for one more little dip here. I want the starter on already, but I'm looking for that light. You see the light blue line? I wanted to get to the light blue line. That's 68s. Here's 71s. Buy 68. I'm going to take a starter there. 100 shares. Starter there. Into the 60s to this kind of 58. That's where my add is now. Into this spot right here. So into that spot, I'll add. Back through 25s, I can add. Took a starter there. Nothing crazy. Just want to add, but letting it get back to VWAP. The algos will look at that too, right? And so you can see it right now. Where's the most volume on the pullback? It's around the 2468. And I need to start maybe pulling up the ladder here to kind of show you guys a little bit more of that. So let's take a look here at something different that we don't use all the time. I do want to show you guys a little bit of something different here to show you guys it. Let me see if I can show you guys this. This is the scalper. It's a little bit fast, so just be careful out there, traders. Like, there's a lot of traders going to be maybe a little bit overwhelmed by this, but I want to show you this as we start taking a look at it. So let me attach it to the yellow. So it goes to the Chewy. And I'm looking here to see where the volume kind of is hiding out, right? So there's a lot more volume back here towards this kind of 2460s. You can see it there, kind of 2470s. The battle right now is around this ground right here. Can you get back here? There's a big seller at 25. So you can see it here, 2,000 shares. That's where it stands out. So buying is starting to come back in here, right here. So I'm still looking for a little bit more pullback to add. But that's why I don't jump up really quickly. I got the starter. I do want to get some ads here. All right, let's put out there 54s. I'm going to put the VWAP 58, so 60 on the pullback. 60 with an ad there, and then an ad at 50. That would give me about 300 shares. So orders are out, sitting there. Now the question is, did it come after and take me? Neg for the dollar pop. Look at that, guys. Dollar pop there. Went to 120. Neg 120s. A lot of resistance into this spot. Can it reload and keep going maybe to the 140s? It's not a bad one. Definitely a dollar stock that was hot earlier. Kind of gave a nice little pattern here after $1. Big boom up to the 120s. Now maybe pullbacks back towards 105. Makes sense for me. 110s. But Neg, a smaller play, doing well. ANVS trying to hold that next pullback. It came back to 916. That's actually not a bad look, because now there's a couple of attempts to the downside and it tried to break it, right? So there you guys see it on the 5 minute. It's there. Now the question is, will it make the move? It's a little bit too high for me. I wanted to get in closer towards this like 860s, 870s, but it's holding in well there. We'll look to see if it makes the next move through 10. NNE. Ooh, look at NNE back down towards the 2790s. But the spread went there to 2750s. You got to be careful on this one. We'll look to see if it takes the next step up, but it's pretty good look off this kind of 9 EMA. So you see the trend line here, trend line break, holds that. Got to risk off this kind of 27. The bid could get to that 27 though, so just be careful out there. You see the bid right there, 2730s, very easily. So the spread on this is where you got to be a little bit careful, trying to get the spread add to get you a nice little fill, maybe 2750s, 2730s as the fills, and then looking for it to come back through 2775. Doesn't look too bad there, guys. I'm going to go back to Chewy. Chewy just went into the 64s and came back to 70s. I'm still just waiting around to see how this kind of reacts here. Still could pull back a little bit further, closer to the VWAP, then make the move. So I don't want to overextend too early. NNE, it's not a bad one to watch there off that pullback. I like the quick little pullback outlook there. Just need to get a fill there at 2750s if you wanted to take a shot on this. And I'd go at it slow. I'd put like on a trade like this, I'd put an order out like every 10 or 15 cents, and I'm putting in like a fourth or fifth of my sizing. So if I wanted to do this, let's say get up to 100 shares. I could put 20 shares tranche down to 27s and looking for to get filled on pullbacks. So 20 shares, 50s. I'll show you guys how I could approach this. So then you'd put it out there at 27.50s, 27 like 25s, 27. And then if you do get filled on all those, you'd be at 27.25. So moments like this is when I try to use ladders to help me in between the spread. All right, Chewy, back up towards 24.80s. This could just take off now. So I give it the chance to give the pullback opportunities. So now pullbacks towards my entry and below, I can just add. Really looking for the 25 takeout. That's going to be the important spot in just a little bit. But we could get just one more quick spike down. On these spike down, if I do get it, that's where I'm going to start adding and looking for the breakout after that through the 25. So you can see the trend line can come right towards 24.70s. Give you a click down and then right back through 25. We'll see what happens. Definitely wouldn't want to see kind of like 24.25s break today. So this support right here, wouldn't want to see this break. So in my eyes, I can put this as red to remind myself, shouldn't see that level break on any pullback. So I know where my risk is. Zap still not coming back. NNE was at that 27.50s. You got the opportunity there. There's a big order on NNE at 26.93s. So be careful with that being attracted to that 27 bid and then getting a big pullback on that. Chewy. Chewy chew. Chewy chew. Looking for one more little pullback here. Take some more ads and Chewy. I'm in the green right now, so I'm not stressing it, but looking for that pullback there. Palantir got up there to 27.25. AMD 170 and holding now. ANVS, there she goes. There she goes. 3 cut downs below the VWAP. 4th attempt for the washout. 1 attempt for the VWAP. 2 breakdowns below the VWAP. 3 attempts to try to break down. This last attempt through the 925 was at a washout attempt and recovery. What do you get? You get a bullish engulfing look. Now you get that big breakout. Not a bad move there. ANVS, big move, 1060, rising and rising. This one was on the scanner this morning. I was looking at this for the 8 break, and man, it's already up there almost to 11. What a move. Chewy, trying to make the move already. Still looking for pullbacks to add. At least I got one entry. Trying to size into these things has been working for me. So that's why I've been also doing it in this approach. But this could just take off, right? If it just takes off through 25, I just look for pullbacks. Here's that quick attempt down. Let's see if we can get some quick attempts towards the VWAP and then right back up. So I'd love to see a quick attempt towards 24.60s. There's NNE back down closer towards that 26.93s big order. So just keep that in mind. All right, Chewy, what are you going to do for me, Chewy? Just want to rock and roll. All right, looking around, guys. NEG pulling back there. See if that makes another step. AMD, another push up there. Q's trying to push to the 495s. Continue the party going. So Google up to 191 now. It looks like it wants 200. It seems like it, at least. Tesla, are we getting another ramp, man? I'm looking for a ramp up on Tesla. I would like to see this kind of push out some shorts. Then I can get in it. Macy's now to 20.06. Look to see if that keeps going and making a move. All right, what else is out there? Cosm, of course. Cosm made the move back here towards 1470s. Now looks like it wants to break another leg to the downside. We'll see what happens there. GME is up today. Not making a big move, but is up today. Green, baby. Take that green. You know where you're at, bullseye. Not a bad place, man, and not a bad move. Way to battle, man. All right, guys, like always, hit the subscribe. You guys are tuning in for the first time. Hit that likes, hit those subscribes. We're not looking too bad out there. All right, here comes cost on the way down. We'll see if that kind of breaks down. Intel coming back to the upside. That actually makes me feel confident about that. Here's Mara starting to bounce a little bit here. So on this next move, I'm going to look for the bounce up into this spot above the 20s, and then I'd get short a little later in the day. I've talked about it all day. I want to continue on that mentality. Just need to get a little bit of a bounce. Same thing for HUT. HUT was up there into the 1520s, looking for one more bounce into that spot. Give me a double top there, and then I can get short off the 1550 spot. Don't mind it. There's a couple of these that I can look for the pop. It's short. 16 for Clean Spark. Very easy. Biddy, now down towards 9. I'm looking for quick sweeps down for people to get bought on this. Let me take a look here at the kind of the levels. There's so much volume right underneath it at 9 and 898. It's incredible here, guys. This is why it hasn't broken it. This is that kind of stock where you see this type of action. Look at this. It's 1 cent spreads and insane sizing. Insane sizing. You guys can see it there. Both sides. This is definitely algo ran. And so one thing that I would say is that I'm looking for dips towards like prior hourly supports to actually kind of play as a buying spot. So like this 860 area, I kind of like. Chewy, giving me opportunities. Let's go, Chewy. All right, here's some dip into the 60s here. Still no fill in that pullback, but let's take a look on the 5 minute. Am I near the VWAP? VWAP's right underneath it at right now 2460s. So 24.59. I'll get filled there at 24.60. I also have another order out at 24.46. So spreading it out there. It's only 100 shares here. I don't mind trying to come back in if this starts to go green on me, but looking for those quick pullbacks to try to get filled on these. Still hasn't come back to the VWAP. That's actually a good sign that it's holding slightly above it and finding some buyers in the 60s. All right, this is looking well, and now can just start to take off here. So I'm going to go ahead and add one more time here, guys. I have 24.74s. I still got those pullback orders to kind of start to get in. But as I start seeing this action here, it could just take off through the 25s, and I don't mind that. All right, looking to see if I can get some more orders here. Start to get some pullback fill here, and then see Chewy take off here. All right, guys, it's about 10:47 in a little bit. We'll start to wrap up here. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go watch Germany. Deutschland. Let's go. We'll watch the Euro. Look at Macy's, guys. Macy's was one of those plays today on this pullback that, man, the 9 EMA sometimes, when a stock has hot momentum, this 9 EMA tends to work. The only question is, when is that happening? But on a move where it has momentum, it tends to work. Mara holding in there. We'll see what happens with this one. Chewy back in the red there for me. Let's see if I can get some more fills towards the VWAP here. Nice little pullback to the 24. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get the market depth here. Time and sales on Chewy. You can see it here. Pretty good sizing at 24.65s. 6,000 shares going through there. There's some sell there at 24.60s. I'm looking for this dip towards 24.60s and 24.50s to add some more, but I don't mind it here, even at 68s. I have just slightly above this, so I don't mind getting fills down here. Just need to make sure that I get the fill on the next cut down through, and looking for this to get back through the 24.90s and to take out the 25s. Market depth overall, you can see right here, it doesn't look bad. Light side here in the 60s, so we could get a little bit of a cut down through, trying to grab some bigger volume 2460 seems to make sense for me. Just got to be patient with a name like this, guys. Zap trying to get that bounce. We'll look to see if it bounces towards 450s, 460s later in the day. I don't mind taking a shot on that. Cost opens up and keeps coming to the downside. Here's Chewy back to 2463s. Looking to try to get some filled at 2460s here. Let's see if I can get it here. Just slightly below here. There's the bid. All right, I'm trying to get some fill here. There we go. Just got the fill there, guys. Now starting to come down here. Now I got about, 300 shares, 2470s. Feeling more than confident with that position. Next ad would be somewhere in the 2450s. And then when we really start to swing up, that's when I want to take a big shot. So back through 2490s, that's when I'll add a good amount of share size and take a big swing on Chewy. So slow size on the pullbacks, big size on the breakout. Wale, Cat can be a swing. The problem with Cat and the swing is that the industry overall has a lot of negative outlook. So the industrials, you'd be playing and catching the support. So I can't blame you for looking at Cat. I always look at the industry overall. You can see there's a lot of support here, but it also is kind of really heavy and it needs some kind of change in tune. What would I think need to happen for industrials to start working their way back? I think industrials need a cut in rates. And right now, that cut in rates doesn't look for sure for me. So with that being said, that's why I'm not betting in Cat. GE looked good. GE looked good for a move back towards 170. And even GE can't keep this up. It's still staying higher. You can see GE still staying higher, but it can't make that next ramp. And I think a lot of that is it needs some cut in rates, man. Do you sprechen Deutsch? Sprechen Deutsch? Yeah, very little. Very little. Very little do I speak German. I need to, man. I need to. I got the German citizenship, but I also don't have it for too much longer, man. I need to take a trip out to Germany again. Who's out there in Germany? I need to take a trip out to Berlin again. All right, there's that cut. Back up there for Chewy, guys. We're starting to get back up. So I kind of like this outlook now. Now that we're starting to get up there, now I can put this up there for an ad here at like 24.56. So I still got the ad underneath it. Pullbacks fill me. Move starts to come back through the trend line. And I want to take a big opportunity here. Let's see if I can get it, team. All right, 74 is starting to make the move. So that actually looking good here for me, guys. I'm raising up my limit towards 24.62s. Now we're at the 2480s. Now we're looking good here, guys. 300 shares, about to get after it. There's 2480s now. Now pullbacks to the 75s. Back below the 75s, we'll add some here. 24, let's put 74s out on the pullback. Ads are out there, guys. So now I'm trying to add on these pullbacks and take the shot, right? So now I'm trying to take shots, guys. So on pullbacks here, I'm trying to take shots. If it goes to 2490s, that's when I can just jump on some markets because I expect the momentum to catch up and go through that 25. Get after it, bullseye. Germany is fun. They sell big beers. Yeah, I need a big beer after this, man. Let's go. That's what happens on July 4th, man. It opens you up. Here's Chewy on the pullback, 75s, 74s. You guys know I have the ads out there. The pullback is also towards 2460s, so keep that in mind. I still have another ad down there at 2460s. Got the big ad right here, though, at 74s. Come get me. Come get me. There's a little tick there. I'm going to slightly go down to 72s just for the slight tick here because the spread is going wider by 3 cents there. It was tight 1 cent spread. Now the spread's widening out. It's trying to spread out and kind of get me down here. So I'm looking for a little bit of a cut down fill. If it does fill me, or if it just ramps back, I can always add that share size. Now, what I don't want to do is just keep trying to be off 1 cent off the bid, because then you get that quick little dip down and it's back down to 2470s. can see it's now the spread tightened up 1 cent. So now I'm just looking for that slight tick, and I'd get that fill right about here. Boom. And then looking for the real rocket to happen here. Let's see what happens, guys. There's that slight tick there. It's set 74s by 76. Looking for a slight tick here to get another fill here. Watch. What I'm gonna try to mess with it a little bit. Taking it off there. Taking it off. Now looking to add it here. All right, there it goes. It started to prop. You see that turn? That's what I kind of wanted to see. Now I want to just take off here. Big level for me is now a close in the next like 1 minute up here through the 2485s. Now I got 600 shares, 74s. So I'm right underneath it with a big amount. Ads at 2464 on pullbacks. Looking to take my shot today, guys. I've had a good day today overall and willing to take some shots. You just started learning? Hey, let me know. We're going to have to get together. We're going to have to do some German lessons. I got no problem learning some German. Just need some friends to do it, man. Hit me up. There's a pullback, 2470. Let's see if we can get another ad here. Don't mind it, guys. I'm stepping up to the plate today, guys. It's only one way in life. You got to step up to the plate, take some shots. All right, guys. That cost is kind of hanging in there, guys. It makes me think that this could come back up. So that's one thing that I just mentioned for costs. I know that just some traders probably looking at that as shorts, but it's a hard name. Ooh, there is one stock that just made a nice move that I want to talk about, but just give me a second here, guys. Look at this, guys. Look at Intel. Maybe really quickly go take a look at that. But that looks good there for me, guys. I have a swing trade on this one. So a little part of me wants to add on this one, but it's starting to make the move. I'll just leave it alone. This looks good here. Want to see AMD continue. Look at that. 171 now for AMD. Looking great. Palantir. Money in the bank. Let's go. Chewy, what do you want to do for me? Chewy. All right, there's a little bit of a pullback there. Still hasn't just taken off, but where am I? I'm at 2474s, right where the entry is. Feeling good. Now I just need to see this start taking off towards 2485s. All right, looking good here. Now it's starting to prop. Now I just need to get through the 2480s and 2485s and spike through 25, baby. All right, how do you keep from being stop hunted? Great Scott. So the key there is especially for stops, right? What you want to do is kind of put it at a layer where you don't think you're going to get hit, right? And then also maybe mark it out at the stop that you would want to get out on. That's one thing that I could give you guys, but there's no one way. It's great, Scott. You have to start learning a little bit of how the algos work and also where the orders are. Like if I see a big order or something like that just hanging out, I always try to pay attention to that because the market makers and the algos will be attracted to those big orders. Those are the big fish, right? That's why I always say that I want to trade with the big fish, not the small fish. I want to trade with institutional orders. I want to trade with those bigger orders because that's where you're really going to see the potential for the bigger reward. And so a lot of times you'll get some whip in between the spreads and the intraday action. And a lot of that is a bigger order at the top and the bottom. So I find that small caps are more challenging 1000%. So when the small cap, let's say like a cost, if I put a stop out there, I'll get triggered. I can show you guys this. Let's take a look. Let's take a learning example. I love taking learning examples. I don't mind giving up a little bit of money for a learning example, right? So let's just do it here. Let's do 50 shares. Look, I'm just gonna buy in really quickly, and then I want to risk down towards this low, 1280s. So, boom, got in there. Risk, down towards 1280s. Let's see if it triggers me. If I put my stop there, a lot of times I feel like I get triggered on that out. It's just going to come get me, take me, and then maybe come back. You see 1280s, 1290s. You see how it's coming back here? I kind of almost expect this stop out. Almost expect it. What would I need to do? I would need to put this down towards like 12 for me not to get targeted. So you see how it just came back down and filled that size? Now it's almost like come back up. And now big whip back up. So there you guys see it. I gave up some cash there just to kind of show you that example. I hope you enjoyed that, but that's what it's about there. Great, Scott. So what I would be doing instead of this, right? I'd be putting in kind of my limit there, getting filled, but not putting a protective stop down to 12, where I don't expect to get out at 12. If it comes back through like, let's say 1250, I can just trigger out on the market or limit. That's another way to go about it, right? So you got to know the ways to come at it. That's one way. All right, need to go back to Chewy, guys. It's starting to get in the green, and I need to focus on this one. This is the one that I'm trying to make the money on. Let's see if we get it today, guys. It's about 11 a.m., so it's time to step up, guys. Time to step up to the plate here. Let's see if this really wants to rock and roll. It's pulled back into the 70s multiple times. Could pull back still to the, like, kind of this inverse head and shoulders look where it comes back right now towards like 70s and 65s. So that's why I'm stepping up towards like 67. Don't want to go too crazy. Really looking for the 2485 to pop so that it can add another 400 shares and just try to look for the big rip. So I'm going to do a different approach here. Stop limit on the add. So 2485, the limit to add would be 2479. I'm going to give myself 6 cents on the downside. So what happens if this happens? Well, you start to get that up move. If it triggers on 2485, it puts a limit out at 2479 for an add. So this is another way of doing like a trigger stop where it then triggers for an add on the pullback. We'll see what happens here on Chewy if it makes a move above 25 today. I would put the stop just below the pivot, 1212. Yes, something like that. So just below the pivot is an important mention there. Great, Scott. So we can learn from that. And let's talk a little bit more about this on Monday. We'll take a little bit more of an approach, Scott. We'll talk a little bit more of how we can maybe get around this. Come over on Monday, especially in the morning. We'll go through the news. We'll go through all that action. Around 9 a.m., we can talk a little bit more about this and how we can start getting around the volatility there. All right, guys, smash the like. BENF is another one that's making a move right now, guys. This is just halting and halting up. I have no idea about this one, BENF, but man, what a move there. ANVS still continuing. It got all the way up there to 1150. What a monster move on this one. Look at that. Daily chart was a really good inside day on Wednesday. That's why it was also on the radar, and it was down here by 8. What a move there. Could still go towards 1250s. There's no reason why it can't stop there. We'll see what happens. Chewy just triggered there for me, guys. It just made it through the 2485s. Now we're really rocking and rolling, guys. Looking for ads down at lower 80s here. If I get that ad, I wouldn't mind it here. Let's see if we can get it here. I'm lowering it just a little bit here. The limit's already out there for the 400 ad at 2477. I just needed to come back and fill me, and then I'm looking for the rocket through the 25s here. It's trying to hold in here, trying to get some volume. See the volume around the 2479 spot. So that actually looks good there for me for a quick little dip. Let's see if we can get it here on the dip, add, and then really look for the breakout. I got 2476 right now for just a quick little dip buy, but I can always come in on a market if I need to add. You see it went right to my entry there. Right to my entry and then bounced off of that back through the 2480s here. So it just collected some volume at 79s. I don't mind stepping up here in just a second here, guys. I just wanted to tick into the 70s, and then I'm going to go ahead and start sizing in here. I'm going to take a big shot here. There's 78s. I'm putting out 79s right now to try to get filled there. No fill right now. There it goes. Boom. Just filled me there, guys. So now I got to be smart, guys. I just got 1,000 shares now. Now I have to be smart. Have to look for the big breakout. Look, so 5-minute chart, come back to it. You can see this trend line we went back through, kind of rejecting this outlook right now. Right now at this point, it can hold pullbacks at 2460s. Really looking for the takeout of 25 and this 2510. Let's see if we can get it. Move to 25, and I can take some off there and really look for the breakout above 25. Sell it, make my money, get the hell out of here. It's 11:04. I got to go look at Germany. So let's see if this can really start making a move. All right, guys, recap overall. Let's do a quick one here. I know that we've already kind of talked about it. It was a Tesla swing here. So let's do a quick recap and end the day here, guys. Guys, so you guys saw it here. I had an ability to take a shot there this morning, was able to make a nice little 80 bucks on the morning. We'll see if this can continue. Of course, that cost stop out, I'm not even going to pay attention to it. It was just my way of kind of teaching a little bit there. And I always will kind of give up a little bit of my cash to teach you guys, by all means. If you guys can learn from me, that's what I'm here for. It's all about education here. I want you guys to learn. I want you guys to get to that next layer. Next level in your success, especially in your trading career. So keep pushing forward, team. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me at least. Of course, it was on this Tesla trade this morning, and Tesla's back up to 249s, but it wasn't a bad approach at all this morning. Getting short right up here, guys, taking it down and taking a big win on this, at least in percentage-wise. Percentage, it was a nice 3.29% on Tesla. Can't be mad about that. It was about 8 points. And I'm still going to look for this to bounce later in the day. I could get shorted up here, but I don't think that's the way it's going to work. I think it's going to try to shake some traders out and then get that down look. There's Chewy, guys. There's Chewy now. 24.87s there, guys, making the move here on Chewy. I want to sell a little portion of it already here, as it's already making a nice little move here. Let's see if we can get a little spike into the 90s here, and I can sell out some on the bid side, right? Bid side, not offer side. I want to look at the bid side here. Maybe 86 comes up in the 90s on the offer here. That's what I'm going to look for. Let's see if we can get it. We're at the 82s right now. Just looking for another little spike to happen here in Chewy to take some out there into the 86, 90 spot. Then just give it the 25 rocket move if it wants to go. If it does, it goes. I felt like I sized in here accordingly. Now I just need to see this start to push. All right, here, guys, here's the 84s on the offers. Looking for another little tick here to take some profits and get the heck out of here, guys. Let's go. Have a great weekend, guys. And Eric, you're flipping on me, going long on Mara. Okay, I like that, man. I wish you the best, my friend. All right, here's 92s on the bid side. Let's go ahead and try to get some out there. 92s, sell it, boom. All right, guys, there you guys see me. Pay myself well. Now looking for the big breakout through 25s on Chewy. And on a day like today, where no one's really paying attention to the market, or at least a lot of people aren't, this is the day that I could see Chewy make a nice move. So let's see if we can break out through 25s here, and I can take another little profit and then just leave the remainder just to run. I can literally walk away from this trade. We're going to look for like 300 to sell on a 25, like 15 break. Let's see if we can get it there. So I'm looking for 25 to just show up here and just break out, and then I'll throw up this limit. There's about 1,000 shares there at the 25 that it got to blow through. Let's see if we blow through that. Here it is, guys. I'll show you guys that right now. There's the 25s. We just got through it. Now we're through it. Now the next layer is where? 2509. So there's not much there. And you're going to see the bidding action is actually pretty strong right now. That's what I want to see. Now we can get this little breakout above the 25s, and I can take some off here. Maybe 2510s. Doesn't look too bad. I could get that approach really quickly here. Just looking for it to hit like 2508s, and then I can hit 2510s out there. 2507 on the offer. Let's see if we can get another little click here. I'll take some off here. All right, orders out there, 2510s. Looking for this to kind of click through. Let's see it here. There's this 2509s. It has a good, pretty much sizing. You guys can see me here, 2510s here, 2509s there on the offer. I'm going to go ahead and just click it here down a little bit there. Just trying to get filled here. Boom. Got it, guys. Got it, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Sound that alarm. Your boy, Money Mitch, getting after it today. Not a bad day indeed, guys. Look at this, guys. Look at these entries. Entry, 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 entry. Sized in, talked about it, going for the swing after the break of the 85, limit on the ad, 79, boom. Now we're through the 25. Now I'd want to see 2490s hold. Could put the stop there and just let this remainder work. Just try to get the full trade on. That's what I'm going to do, guys. So at this point, I can go ahead and click here. This limit that I wanted to add down here, I click this off, hit the stop here, put it to like 85s. For me, since I'm just going to let this kind of work and I'm not going to watch this, I'm going to watch this later in the day. I'll take a look after my soccer game, see if I'm up big. That's the way I see it right now. 2480s, set the stop there, set a target profit for a move that you don't expect happening. But if for any reason, I don't mind it getting back up there and just taking some profits, that's going to be a breakout through 26, maybe even getting to 27. So I'm going to go and put 2650s to not be greedy. Part of me wants to put it all the way up to 27 because I feel like if Chewy really breaks out, you can get back to this resistance. So let's go ahead. Let's just put this to like 300. 300 on the profits for the remainder share. I won't be mad about it. It needs a big breakout for this, but now it's time to go watch some soccer, enjoy life, give myself a pat on the back. Confidence is so important as traders. Sometimes we're just going to want to have that confidence. I have that confidence now after having a big red week the prior week. This week, big green week. Sometimes it's important to adjust. What did I do? I adjusted by going a little bit quicker towards my profits early and then trying to let the positions work, but at the same time, being willing to take the money and running with it. So we'll see you guys back on Monday. Smash the like, guys. We're going to keep battling. Hope you guys enjoy the trading action. Hit me up on Twitter at MoneyMitch_TTP. Talk about these positions all the time, giving insights and value where I can, guys. We're going to keep building right here on this awesome community that we're building on live trading. Trade the pool. I wish you guys the best. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you back on Monday, team.